Blog Talk Radio.
Stick it up, this is highway robbery. And Johnny Ringo in a all style. And so I say me wicked and wily. Lord mercy, me flash it in a A, flash it in a B, flash it in a C, all kind of style. What is to be Rasta?
Up the room. Up the room.
And when they were come in, they went up into an upper room. They went up into an upper room. Then returned they unto Jerusalem from the mount called Olivet, which is from Jerusalem a Sabbath day's journey. And when they were come in, they went up into an upper room, where abode both Peter and James and John and Andrew, Philip and Thomas, Bartholomew and Matthew, James the son of Alphaeus, and Simon Zelotes, and Judas the brother of James. These all continued with one accord in prayer and supplication with the women, and Mary the mother of Jesus, and with his brethren.
In the Christian tradition, based on Acts 1:13, the upper room was said to be the site of the Last Supper, i.e., the Cenacle. But it was not the upper room found in Mark 14:15, and Luke 22:12 is the site of the Last Supper. However, the upper room in Zion, Acts 1:13, located on Mount Zion in the city of David, was the usual place where the Apostles of ADONAI stayed in Jerusalem. And according to the Rastafari Encyclopedia, based upon Acts 2:42, as it is written, and they continued steadfastly in the apostles' doctrine and fellowship and breaking of bread and in prayers. It was thus the first church of the Nazarene, our black master and savior, Jesus Christ, and said by many to be the first Christian church.
Then returned they unto Jerusalem from the mount called Olivet, which is from Jerusalem a Sabbath day's journey. And when they were come in, they went up into an upper room, where abode both Peter and James and John and Andrew, Philip and Thomas, Bartholomew and Matthew, James the son of Alphaeus, and Simon Zelotes.
From the upper room of beyond, what they beyond, distinguishing the light seekers from the peon. Ron, say it on us, lay upon us, knowledge that is eons. Old has it been told since the days of old, and I sit watching the story unfold. Yeshua gave us the code, gave us the name. Get the Maui Haile Selassie, the first will reign. To open of the book of the seven seals. It's time for the gathering. It's the Nazarene, no, not the Vatican. Christ in his kingly character, we on that again. I'ma keep speaking the scriptures until I'm out of wind. Built on the true foundation, there's no shaking. There's no need of you hating, stop hesitating. How many of you have been waiting? In the upper room, we meeting in the upper room of Zion.
These all continued with one accord in prayer and supplication with the women, and Mary the mother of Jesus, and with his brethren. And when they were come in, they went up into an upper room. They went up into an upper room.
The upper room. The up.
From the upper room of beyond, what they beyond, distinguishing the light seekers from the peon. Ron, say it on us, lay upon us, knowledge that is eons. Old has it been told since the days of old, and I sit watching the story unfold. Yeshua gave us the code, gave us the name. Get the Maui Haile Selassie, the first will reign. To open of the book of the seven seals. Time for the gathering. It's the Nazarene, no, not the Vatican. Christ in his kingly character, we on that again. I'ma keep speaking the scriptures until I'm out of wind. Built on the true foundation, there's no shaking. There's no need of you hating, stop hesitating. How many of you have been waiting? In the upper room, we meeting in the upper room of Zion. from the upper room is beyond what they beyond. Distinguishing the light seekers from the peons. Ron, say it on us, lay upon us, knowledge that is eons. Old has it been told since the days of old. And I sit watching the story unfold. Yeshua gave us the code, gave us the name. Get the Maui Haile Selassie, the first will reign. The opener of the book of the seven seals. It's time for the gathering. It's the latter end, no, not the Vatican. Christ in his kingly character, we on that again. I'ma keep speaking the scriptures until I'm out of wind. Built on the true foundation, there's no shaking. There's no need of you hating, stop hesitating. How many of you have been waiting? In the upper room, we meeting in the upper room of Zion.
I'm trying, you trying to stop me from driving. Looking for my, as I flow, burning shell for my soul, catching all of my cold.
Throughout history, it has been the inaction of those who could have acted, the indifference of those who should have known better, the silence of the voice of justice when it mattered most. This has made it possible for evil to triumph. Salati. Man's limitation, transfiguration. I could dance done at the welcome to the demo. Modern man comes to the wedding in the limo. Mixing doves with the rice rain. Uncle Ben's off the rails on the night train. And that storm took us to the platform, push us back to the bachelor's back door. Hook us off this track, take you back to where that fat girl pushed us. And that's very old, like Blackberry Bowl, but the jewels sweeter than where the party at, or releasing these niggas from the roof and leaving these niggas on the loose, or keeping these niggas in the coops and leaving these niggas on the noose free. Shamu fan got a world to see.
I'm trying, you trying to stop me from driving. Looking for mine. As I flow, shell for my soul. Catches all of my cold.
That until the philosophy which holds one race superior and another inferior is finally and permanently discredited and abandoned. That until there's no longer first class and second class citizens in any nation. That until the color of the man's skin is no more significant than the color of his eyes. Yeah, to the limit, the living in the methadone clinic. Riding with the pack like a peloton, flying with the sack in the trap like a pregnant. Is it breaks in the backs from the cracks that we step upon? If I triple my work, will it cripple my mom? If I simple my search, will it mental my calm? Will it hurt if I give you my palm? To tell in it, don't put a nail in it. How you gon' see the world if you're well in it? Reading my palms like it's braille in it. Is it the trail of the forest? Or the forest with the trail in it? That's the sail with a 12 in it. Water coming through from impaling it. Nothing left of the boat but my horse. Still I fill up the world and I float like high as
I'm trying, you trying to stop me from driving. Looking for mine. As I flow, shell for my soul. Catches all of my cold.
A qualified man with vision, unmoved by daily selfish interest. He led to right decisions by his conscience. In general, a man who knows from whence he comes and where he's going will cooperate with fellow human beings. He will not be satisfied with merely doing his ordinary duties, but will inspire others by his good example. You are being watched by the nation. You should realize that you will satisfied if you do good, but on the contrary, you do evil, it will lose its hope and confidence in you. Hydrant open wide on the side of the colonized. Women in the street fell asleep on my mama thighs, blocking out the noise that destroys little boys. Live in joy, ship ahoy, get deployed by the rockabye. Deep and take a seat in my dreams. Line fall asleep at the feet of my queen. Hawk coming right to the beat of your wings. Song for the Ethiopian king.
I'm trying, you trying to stop me from driving. Flow of my toes, catches all of my toes. Higher classes, higher asses. I'm trying to stop me from diving and looking for my. As I flow, brand new shell for my goals. Catches all of my toes.
There was a great trembling, and the earth shook. The mountains fell with by the presence of the Most High, who lives and reigns and rules.
There's a sound in the air. I know
He that hath ears, let him hear what the Most High, our irate has said this day. Proclaiming to those who would listen.
there's a sound in the air.
I don't know. He that hath ears, let him hear this day what our Father, the irate has said. Yeah. Oh, Lord.
There was a great trembling, 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 great.
From the promised land, and was fought and this pollution, but oh beyond to the one who brought us from up in captivity. We were treated with brutality and no love or human rights. But oh, Jaman, I know regret on the land, but now is the time for I and I to go. We were stripped and ganged. We were beaten to the ground. We were robbed of our beautiful land. But oh, Jaman, I know regret on the land, but now is the time for I and I to go. We were stripped and ganged. We were beaten to the ground. We were robbed of our beautiful land. But oh, Jaman, I know regret on the land, but now is the time for I and I to go. There's a bright day is coming soon, when the windows of the world shall be closed. It's only righteous man shall be taken to the door, and blood shall flow like the waters of Nile. Oh, Jaman,
Erev Tov, Chabarim, Promised Land, Rock Tone.
Them 400 years. Them 400 years. 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 And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge 400 years. And
Now that's the time. Who's so liberty. God, where we can live our life and be free. 400 years, 400 years, 400 years. Faith, faith, 400 years, 400 years, 400 years. And like people, still can see. Come with me, you black and you brown. You got to be free. Up and down on your pride. Just get high. Oh, 400 years, 400 years, 400 years. Baby, 400 years, 400 years, 400 years. Black people, come to reality. You're not the reality.
I shall be known in the whirlwind. El Marcos, Messiah Javi, who let the black world do reality. Oh, what a Marcos, Messiah Javi, that gives the power of authority. Marcus Garvey traveled from Africa in the black man's line. He teaches us how to live and said, be careful how you sign. The prophet tried with iron captivity and started to work in a Kingston city. Yes, Marcus, Messiah Garvey, who let the black world do reality. Oh, what a Marcus, Messiah Garvey, that gives the power of authority. This young man started to work as them just leave school. A prince of evil comes and he started to rule. He used Jaja act in just a big tree by teaching us our roots and our nationality. Why don't they steal Marcus, Messiah Garvey, who led the black world to reality? Oh, what a Marcus, Messiah Garvey, that's a big power of authority. Marcus never weary, Darwin never feared. He tried it in the prison, he tried it in the jail. The prophet gave the rough road to the mountain top. Unite the poor and needy, then protect the handicapped. Why don't them steal Marcus, Messiah Garvey, who led the black world to reality? Oh, what a Marcus, Messiah Garvey, that just gives the power of authority, great authority, heaven authority.
Yes, 400 years I have been chant right there. This Torah reading and feeding right here. Wayera, Vayera, and Yahweh appeared. Right here from Genesis, and this Torah reading and feeding, the fourth sabbatical study. Sabbatical study for the Shabbat strong. We have Genesis chapter 15, Chaverim, verses 12 and 16.
400 years. 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 And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge 400 years. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. And afterward shall they come, 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 afterward shall they come. And they shall afflict them 400 years. Thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, 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 that is not theirs. Know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, 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 that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them. And they shall afflict, and they shall afflict 400 years, 400 years, 400 years, 400 years, 400 years, 400 years, 400 years. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. And afterward shall they come out with great substance, 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 with great substance. But in the fourth generation,
if tomorrow is Judgment Day,
original justice man, champion song,
and I'm standing on the front line, when the Lord asks me what I give it a sound, I would say, Jaja, you know I kill them for you, I kill them for you, I kill them for you.
According to your work, you'll be paid. Can't run from the judge. What you think when you do and what you say? Can't run from the judge. No time to play. Can't run from the judge. Can't run. Can't hide. You want to others that you'll have them do what to you. Life is a cycle and I know it's true. Anything you do coming right back to you. Many are called but the chosen are few. Make sure play your power with the righteous crew. Or never indulge up in a box stew. Eat the idol stew that have the right brew. Healthy food keep you pure and new. Say a prayer every day just to keep you in line. Remember me tell you it's a judgment time. Open your eyes and stop being blind. Seek and you search, you surely will find. The last thing never was with abundance and sign. Work hard for yours and I'll work for mine. Show some love and be kind. Stop from your crime. Tell you good and never ever get left behind. No, can't run from the judge. According to your work you'll be paid. Can't run from the judge. What you think when you do and what you say? Can't run from the judge. No time to play. Can't run from the judge. Can't run. Can't hide. You don't see so it don't make sense you run. What you gonna do now your judgment come? You eat up your bread and give the youth them the crumb. You drink up your wine and have all the fun. Tell me who give the people the gun. Tell me who's gonna get the fire button. Whether from flame or it come from the sun. You woulda never know from when it a come. And like your bomb it a fi bring bad fire. Yeah, escape get caught in the wire. Wicked man, full time you expire. Sucking me blood like a damn vampire. No matter what I want, and this thing in higher. I will keep going higher. Higher like the one Jeremiah. Over there, Hezekiah, Nehemiah, Zechariah. What? Can't run from the judge. According to your work, you'll be paid. Can't run from the judge. What you think when you do and what you say? Can't run from the judge. No time to play. Can't run from the judge. Can't run. Can't hide. From the mountain work it up.
Run to the sea and the sea was down ya. Run to the rock and the rock was crushed ya. Run to the hills, but it can't hide ya. No matter where you run, it'll find ya. Nowhere to go, nowhere to shelter. Just where to follow your like a reminder. And a fat fighter get wins like a grinder. Do unto others as they'll have them do unto you. Life is a cycle and I know it's true. Anything you do coming right back to you. Many are called but the chosen are few. Make sure that your priority right just true. And never indulge up in a box you. If the idols you, that's not the right proof. Healthy food keep you pure and new. Judgment, better under fire, judgment. Judgment, better under fire, judgment. Judgment, better under fire, judgment.
I say I hate you first. You're the first line I hate. I hate all white people. White people are rotten, and black people are just like them. Because you've made them just exactly like you. They walk like you, they talk like you, everything they do is like you. They want to be you so much. They love your woman more than you do. They know your mind better than you. They wear your clothes. They even learn to wear your shoes. You take them out of the jungle, and you want to make them into a man. Why couldn't they be left to be God? Why you want to make them into a man? In the jungle, they were God. Africans are smart, aren't they? See, over here, everybody thinks them old black people are just dumb old colored folks. But they're not dumb old colored folks. They're very smart. They're very aware. And their capacity for fear is 3 times what yours is.
Shally Molly, Shally Molly, Shally Molly, Shally Molly, Shally Molly. Shally Molly, Shally Molly, Shally Molly, Shally Molly, Shally Molly. Shally Molly, Shally Molly, Shally Molly, Shally Molly, Shally Molly. None shall escape the judgment in this time. These words I sing to all mankind. None shall escape the judgment in this time. These words I sing to all mankind. Arise, black man, Jehovah has come forward into Babylon. Yeah, to declare equal rights and justice among the heathen. Yes, the weak outlaws fall, only the righteous shall stand. In this congregation of the Holy One, anything just say, I will always do. Anything just say, I will always do. Because I love them. Oh, because I love him. I love him, I'll serve him all the days of my life. In the house of the Lord, God Rastafari. I love him, I'll serve him all the days of my life. In the house of the Lord, God Rastafari. Oh, oh, Shally Molly, Shally Molly, Shally Molly, Shally Molly, Shally Molly. Shally Molly, Shally Molly, Shally Molly, Shally Molly, Shally Molly. As I approach the gates of Zion, I can hear the choir singing as I approach the gates of Zion. I can hear the choir singing. I love him, I'll serve him all the days of my life in the house of the Lord, God Rastafari. I love him, I'll serve him all the days of my life in the house of the Lord, God Rastafari. Shaliman, 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 Shaliman. None shall escape the judgment in this time. These words I sing to all mankind. None shall escape the judgment in this time. These words I sing to all mankind. Oh no, 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 no. Yeah. All right.
Your Imperial Majesty, as a mature Christian, have you a special word for young people of these days?
በዚህ ቀን የኛ ግዛት ውስጥ ያለው ሁሉ ነው የምንናገረው።
On this occasion, I address also all those within our empire. Our Christianity is not restricted to a given church, and I stress above all that we do not wish to make distinctions. My advice to all is to fulfill the 10 Commandments. You are aware of the contents of the 10 Commandments and can elaborate on it. If the nation for which I am the emperor follows and accepts this, since it's also what I accept and follow, I would believe our country is not only historically Christian, but also actively Christian.
Know of a surety that thy seed will be a stranger in a land that is not theirs. And they shall enslave and oppress them for 400 years. In the fourth and in the last generation, yes, you shall journey into captivity a second time in ships. Because you have rejected his instructions.
My advice to all is to fulfill the 10 Commandments.
Sabbatical study, this ADONAI Rastafari sabbatical study for this Shabbat strong.
Hear, O Israel. Hear, O Israel.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Hear, Shema Yisrael, hear, give ear, O Yisrael, hear for the Hamishi, here for the fifth Aliyah, the fifth reading, the fifth Aliyah, the fifth up offering, the fifth Aliyah here for this Shabbat Vayera, Sabbath and he appeared here, picking up with the first book of Moshe, the Hebrew book that is called Genesis. Here from the Sefer Bereshit, here we pick up with Genesis chapter 21 at verse 5 for the Hamishi, for the fifth reading, the fifth up offering here for this Shabbat Vayera. With Abraham ben Me'ata Shana, Behiwaled lo Eta Yitzchak beno. And Abraham was 100 years old. With Abraham ben Me'ata Shana, when his son Yitzchak, Isaac, was born to him. Behiwaled lo Eta Yitzchak beno. And Sarah said, Watomer Sarah. And Sarah said, Elohim hath made me to laugh. So that all that hear will laugh with me. Watomer Sarah. Sehoka asali Elohim. Kola ha shomeya yitzchak li. And Sarah said, Elohim has made me to laugh. Sehoka asali Elohim. All that here will laugh with me. Call Hashomeya Yitzchak li. And she said, who would have said to Abraham that Sarah should have given children suck? For I have borne him a son in his old age. And the child grew and was weaned, and Abraham made a great feast the same day that Yitzchak, that Isaac was weaned. Here, picking up verse 9, the bondwoman and her son cast out. The bondwoman and her son cast out. Compare and contrast Galatians chapter 4, focus verses 21 to 31. Galatians chapter 4, focus verses 21 to 31. Here. Genesis chapter 21, verse 9. And Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, who she had born to Abraham, mocking. Wherefore she said to Abraham, cast out this bondwoman and her son, for the son of this bondwoman shall not be heir with my son, even with Yitzchak, with Isaac. And the thing was very grievous in Abraham's sight because of his son. And Elohim said to Abraham, make it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad, and because of thy bondwoman, and all that Sarah has said to thee. Hearken to her voice, for in Yitzchak, for in Isaac shall thy seed, thy race, be called. And also of the son of the bondwoman will I make a nation, because he is thy seed, Za'ikah. And Abraham rose up early in the boker in the morning and took bread and a bottle of water and gave it to Hagar, putting it on her shoulder and the child, and sent her away. And she departed and wandered in the wilderness, the Midbar of Beersheba. And the water was spent in the bottle, and she cast the child under one of the shrubs. And she went and sat her down over against him, a good way off, as it were a bow shot. For she said, make me not see the death of the child. And she sat over against him, and lift up her voice, and wept. And Elohim heard the voice of the lad, and the Melech Elohim, the angel of Elohim, called to Hagar out of Shemaim, out of heaven, and said to her, what aileth thee, Hagar? Fear not, for Elohim hath heard the voice of the lad where he is. Arise, lift up the lad, and hold him in thine hand, for I will make him a great nation. And Elohim, the true God, opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water. And she went and filled the bottle. She filled the bottle with water and gave the lad drink. And Elohim was with the lad, and he grew and dwelt Bamidbar in the wilderness, and became an archer. And he dwelt in the Midbar in the wilderness of Paran. And Emo and his mother took him a Isha, a woman, a wife, out of the land of Mitzrayim, out of the land of Kemet, out of the land of Egypt. And here. Shema Yisrael, here for the Sheishi Aliyah, for the sixth reading, the Sheishi Aliyah, the sixth upauthoring, here for this Shabbat Vayera, for this Sabbath, and he appeared. Here picking up with the first book of Moses, Hebrew book called Genesis chapter 21, here at verse 22, for the Sheishi, for the sixth reading, the Sheishi Aliyah. Wayahiyah bi'aita hahiyah, Wayomer Abi Melech, Uwa Fikola Saras Ba'o, Ila Avraham Leimor, Elohim Imeka B'kol asher ata oseh, B'kol asher ata oseh. And it came to pass at that time, at that hour, Wayahiyah b'aita hahi, that Abimelech and Phicol, the chief captain of his host, spake to Abraham, said to Abraham, saying, Wayomer Abimelech uwa Phicol saras vaoa ila Abraham leimor. Elohim is with thee, I. Elohim Imeka. Elohim Imeka. Elohim is with the I. Elohim Imeka. B'kol asher ata oseh. Elohim is with thee, I, in all that thou doest. Now, therefore, swear to me, swear to I, here, by Elohim, the true God, that thou wilt not deal falsely with me, with I, nor with my son, nor with my son's son, but according to the kindness that I have done to thee, thou shalt do to me, and to the land wherein thou hast sojourned. And Abraham said, I will swear. And Abraham reproved Abimelech because of a well of water, which Abimelech's servants had violently taken away. And Abimelech said, I wot not who hath done this thing. I don't know who has done this thing. Neither didst thou the eye tell me. Did the eye tell the eye? Neither yet heard I of it. But today, and Abraham took sheep and oxen and gave them to Abimelech, and both of them made a covenant. And Abraham set 7 ewe lambs of the flock by themselves. And Abimelech said to Abraham, what mean these 7 ewe lambs which thou, the eye, hast set by themselves? And he said, for these 7 ewe lambs, these 7 female lambs, for 7 ewe lambs shalt thou take of my hand, that they may be a witness to me, to I, that I have digged this well. Wherefore he called that place Beersheba, because they swear both of them. Thus, like this, they made a covenant at Beersheba, at Beersheba. Then Abimelech rose up, and Phicol, the chief captain of his hosts, and they returned to the land of the Philistines. And Abraham planted a grove in Beersheba, and called there on the shame of Yahweh, of Jehovah, the everlasting God. B'Shem Yehovah El Olam. And there, and called there on the shame of Yahweh, of Jehovah El Olam. And Abraham sojourned in the Philistines' land many days. Sabbatical study, this I Rastafari sabbatical study for this Shabbat strong, Shabbat strong, Shabbat strong, Shabbat strong, Shabbat. Shalom, shalom, Chaverim, shalom. Just to say a few brief words right here, going to share the Adon Olam, the Adon Olam, Olam, or commonly said as Adon Olam. Adon Olam, the everlasting sovereign, the eternal. Yes. The eternal sovereign. Show you when we're recording, sometime up to the very minute, because we're going to be maybe a little bit occupied on the board as it is. Give thanks for the co-laborers and also those of the co-laborers who even come forward to give ear and hear Yes, because there's that work, the work of faith. So we have the Adon Olam as a traditional Tefillat Shacharit, the morning service. The morning service is a morning service invocation, part of the prayer on entering the synagogue. The synagogue or the synagogue actually means together, the scene, sight, scene, the scene means together. We have later on in English the word like sim, you know? So sim is like together, like some have sympathy, like they pain with you. They pain together with you. So it has a sense of together. So we have synagogue. Gaga means to gather. So entering the gathering, as I and Rastafari say, the gathering, what is said in traditional Judaism, right? And we say this is like the old way of the Lion of the tribe of Judah. This is said, how goodly are thy tents, ma tovu, o heleka. How goodly are thy tents, Yaakov, O Jacob, mi shikanoteka, Yisrael. Thy dwelling places, thy Mishikanoteka, Israel, thy dwelling places, O Israel. As for me, as for I, in the abundance of thy loving kindness will I come into thy house, Beitikah, I will worship toward thy holy temple in the fear, the reverence, the respect of the eye. Adonai, I love the habitation of Beitikah, the I Beit, the I house, and the place where thy glory dwelleth. As for me, as for I will worship and bow down. I will bend the knee, lifnei Yahuwah, before he who he be, all see, my maker, my all see. And as for I, wa'ani, and as for I, may my prayer tiflati to the eye, O he who he be, O Adonai, be in an acceptable time and Iowa, acceptable time and acceptable Iowa, Elohim, true good, true God, in the abundance of thy loving kindness. Answer I, in the abundance of thy loving kind mind, answer I, in the truth of thy salvation, in the truth, be'emet, yisha'eka, in the truth of thy Yeshua. Then we begin off with the Adon. That begins it off right there, right? The ma tovu, and then we continue. Right, then we continue with the Adon Olam Asher Malak. He is the Adon, the sovereign, the Lord, the master, the ruler, the controller. He is the sovereign of the universe, the universal sovereign, Adon Olam. Now that's based on what we have in the first book of Moses, the Hebrew book of Genesis, Bereshith, chapter 21, at verse 33. And it's italicized here, Abraham planted a grove in Beersheba, and called there on the name, on the Shem, on the Hashem of Yod-Heh, Weh-Heh, he who he be, the everlasting God. And the name here in the manuscripts and the Masoretic is El Olam. Now the prayer on entering the
synagogue or the gathering, Mikurav, the gathering of the Adon Olam is based on that name of El Olam. So El Olam, very, very interesting. Adon Olam, very, very interesting. Just a few brief words. Excuse me, while I prepare, my fire offering. Yes, so we have, he is the Adon of the universe who reigned air before any creature, the old kind of English kind of like, who reigned like before any creature was yet formed. Adon Olam, Asher Malak, Bit Aram Kol, Yitzir Nivra, who reigned before any creature yet was formed. At the time when all things were made by his desire, then was his name proclaimed king. Le'ait na isa behefso, or hefso, some say behefso kol. Azai Melek Shemo Nikra Azai, and then Melek, and then King Melek Shemo Nikra was called, was proclaimed. After all things shall have had an end, he alone, the dreaded one, yes, I, Rastafari, shall reign, where acharei kikalota hakol, and after all things shall have an end, levado, yimlok, nora, levado, and alone, levado, they say levado, him alone, yimlok, and him alone, all right, shall become king. Nora, the dreaded shall be dread. Yes, I. Enough said? Well, the next line is a key line we'll start to get to. Who was, who is, and who will be in glory. Who haya, who ahove, who yihye, betifara. Yes, I, Rastafari.
Yes. That was quoted at the time. Go through this right here. But just connecting the Torah reading and feeding in here. This is a quick wiki search right here. This is a English translation, transliteration. Got the Hebrew and the transliteration according to the Sephardic transliteration. And this has to do with this here in the text, the El Olam. All right, we got that right there. And then in the text right here, Torah reading and feeding, the 6th Aliyah, we have this phrase right here. And he planted. You see Abraham there is italicized. We have the Abraham there being italicized. So there it would read in the Hebrew, it says, and he planted a grove. A grove. Some things that seem to be permissible to the patriarchs, right? The Trinity, trifecta, the Trinity of patriarchs, the God of, says, Yahweh says he's the God of Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov. We see some practice that seems to be permitted to them in the patriarchal age. When we get the covenant at Sinai, these things, according to the covenant at Sinai, were forbidden. But we'll get into that detail there. And he planted a grove, or here the note says right here, or tree, right? And the word here, let's go back one page right there. The word here is Eshel. Eshel. So he planted an Eshel. Ashel, Ashel, Eshel, Ashel, Ashel, Eshel. Here to define, BDB defines Eshel as tamarisk tree, right? That's a tamarisk tree. Now they say a root of uncertain signification, tamarisk tree. By extension, and according to the KJV translation here, they say a grove, a grove, a grove tree, right? So he, speaking of Abraham, planted a ashel, an ashel in Be'er Sheba, Be'er Sheba. So we have another key word here in the transliteration, Be'er Sheba, Be'er Sheba, Sheba, Sheba. Some say Be'er Sheba, Be'er Sheba, right? Be'er Sheba. And one may say she, but the pointing is she, right? Shebe'ah, Shebe'ah, modern Hebrew Sheva. Sheva, Beersheba, 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 right? Beersheba, the Be'er, the well of Sheba, of sevenfold. Very interesting here as we get even into the metaphysics. If you got a copy, get a copy. I think we have a PDF copy at lojs.org of the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary. All Chabarim, Talmudim, and studies right here, or even out of the studies here, but of the scriptures, coming across these sort of words. Because what does that mean? Like we had to bring out grove. Grove, we get one idea in our mind, but the Hebrew here says Ashel, 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 Ashel. Here they define as a tamarisk tree, but some sort of a tree or trees. Remember the Revelation, Wayera, here for this fourth sabbatical study for the Shabbat Strong, for Parashat Wayera, and he appeared. Wayera, right? Who appeared? Yahweh, he who be, who he be. He appeared where? Right? It says here with these trees, Elone, where the Elone, Mamre, Elon, the El, the God, the strong might sense, Elone, Mamre, right? So here we see a lot of trees here. The trees in the revelation of Yahweh, when Yahweh became visible with the Shalosha Nashim, right? The Trinity of men, the three men, three mortal men, Anashim. And then here in Genesis, Bereshith, chapter 21, at verse 33, it says, and he planted a Ashel in Be'er Sheva, in the well, right, or in the place called the well of the seven, right, the well of the Sheba, right, the well of the Sheba, and the Sheba, right, for seven, right, the well of an oath, right, the well of the seven. Now this is bringing out the Shabbat, Shabbat, Shabbat. It's an ayin, so it's a guttural Shabbat. To swear, to adjure, Shabbat. To swear, to take an oath, Shabbat. Where Yahweh, he swears of himself, where he says he take an oath, right? He's taken an oath. He has sevented himself. Here, getting to the root Strong's definition, the primitive shoresh, the root, shoresh is root, right? Getting to the root to be complete, right? They say, but used only as a denominative, in other words, as a number. Shabbat, Be'er Sheba, right? Shabbat, seven, right? But the root verb, Shabbat, means to seven, to complete in that sense. Or here they bring it out here as to seven oneself. So the sense of an oath, a Sheba, right? Come from the Shabbat, right? Come from the Shabbat, right? To seven oneself. That is, check this out right here. That is to swear as if by repeating a declaration 7 times, right? So when it says that Yahweh Eloheinu has what? According to the scripts, has sworn by himself, has Shabbat by himself. He has sevented himself as if by repeating a declaration 7 times. Brings out an interesting sense of the 7 times 7. right? The 7 times 7 here, getting to this root word. Here we go, Sheba and Sheba, right? Sheba and Sheba, Sheba, Sheba. Now, if you say, well, why the 2 different forms? Well, there's the feminine, the masculine. Yeah, check. Sheba, Sheba, and Sheba. Sheba and Sheba, right? The 2 forms of saying 7, right? Because, when we do numbers in the Hebrew, right, there's the masculine and then there's the feminine, right? And it's a very interesting science right there. Really brings up the sense of that duality, right? The duality, male and female, heaven and earth, that duality. So we have the Sheba, Ber Sheba, but also we also have Ber Sheba and also Ber Sheba, Sheba, right? Sheba. The difference you'll see by looking at the Hebrew here is that we have one ends with the hey, the Hebrew H, Sheba'ah, 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 and the other without the H, Sheba, Sheba, Sheba. But anyway, the well of the 7, right? The Be'er here for well, Be'er, well, a wellspring, Be'er, right? A pit, a well from Ba'ar. Now, Ba'ar is very interesting in the Hebrew. When it says, I think Moshe and also Ezra, right? When they read the Torah and it talks about how they made it plain. They made it plain. I think it says in one translation, read it distinctly, in reading it distinctly. Right here, this is coming from this root sense of Ba'ar. Ba'ar, 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 Ba'ar. You can just say bar. You can say bar, but that's not distinctly. Saying it distinctly, Ba'ar, Ba'ar, Ba'ar. Right? Ba'ar here is the verb to make plain, distinct, to make clear, to declare. Also, the letters on a tablet. It's like if someone is reading something distinctly, right? Enunciating and pronunciating. You could say each oat. Oat is like, say, the fidel in the Hebrew. Each letter, right? According to its proper tone, right? Also means to dig. Check it out. So the ba'ar, right? In one sense of the word is to dig. In the next sense of the word is to make it clear, to make it plain, right? As if explaining the letters, the otot, on a tablet, right? By analogy is to engrave, you carve something. The figurative sense of it is to explain, right? To explain, right? So the sense between the outer, the natural sense, the actual literal act, and then the figure of speech, right? So as a figure of speech, this is to make plain. But in the ancient sense, it was like to dig or to engrave, right? To dig, to engrave. So here we have the Be'er Sheba, right? And called, right? So Abraham, he planted, that's Esha, right? A sort of a tree. They say tamarisk tree, translates as a grove in Be'er Sheva. And he called there, right? He called, right? The Kara, right? We find it very much in the Psalms, right? In the Psalms, Kara, and Ekra. Also, in the times of the holy feast festivals, it says you shall have a holy convocation. In the King James translation, the Hebrew says mikra kodesh, mikra, ara, mikra, right? Called out called, right, mikra, right, kodesh, set apart, like a set apart, a holy gathering, out called, set apart gathering. This is like the root idea of what later on will become in other languages called church, right? Even in the Koine Greek, we have ekkalio, like ek, out of, kalio, out called. So here the kara, he called out, kara, he proclaimed. Kara can also mean like to read aloud, to kara, to read even to oneself, to kara. Another sense, to kara is to summon, kara, right, to invite, to call for, right? Also to call, like to call upon one by name, like to kara. So he called there, called out, proclaimed there on the Shem, the Hashem, the Shem, or the name, the Shem, the name, right? The name, the reputation. You say the fame in the sense of the glory, but the name, the memorial, the name of Yahweh, right? And here's the key. Translatively, everlasting God. Now, this is very, very interesting. Everlasting God right here. And here, the word for everlasting from the Hebrews, olam, 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 right? Olam, right? Long duration, antiquity, futurity, forever, ever, everlasting. This is how it's like brought out in translations in various areas of the scriptures, right? Like King James Version and other versions, evermore, perpetual, old. This is the same word for when it says, like in many cases, forever, right? In many of the cases in the translations, forever, looking at the Hebrew text, we have olam or li olam, olam, li olam, right? Oh, but it means also old and ancient. Notice the word olam, right, in the sense of translation everlasting. In one place of translation, they bring it out as everlasting. But in another place, it means ancient time, in the sense of long time past. So here's the interesting thing about the Hebrew and the Afro-Semitic concept of forever or everlasting. Forever, ever, right? Are we just talking about forever, ever going forward in the future? But the Hebrew also shows us this is also the ancient time. It's also referred to as the olam. Right? Long time past, olam, right? Long time future, olam, right? So the olam sense, and often brought out as forever, or in some cases, always. The idea implied is existence or continual or perpetual existence. Now, here's where the rubber meets the road. Look at the third entry, everlasting. That's what we have here with this name. So, Avram, right, in calling out El Olam, he is calling on the name, right, or the memorial of Yahweh, of he who be, who he be, right, by El Olam, right, the everlasting or the eternal, translates the eternal God or the everlasting God, right, the indefinite time, to time indefinite. Actually, more correctly, it'd be like to time indefinite God, right? And here, let's bring it down even further down here. You see what Strong's brings this out to be? This is the olam on the olam, right? From the H5956, right? Before we go there, here it says properly concealed. So in the sense of saying li olam, forever, right? What is meant Hebraically? Something that to the concealed time, to a concealed time, to an indefinite time, or even to time out of mind, to like the vanishing point, right? To time beyond the vanishing point. Because when we get to the roots, we'll see this here. So notice how it says to time out of mind, to time indefinite, right? Past, it could be time indefinite of the past. It could be time indefinite of the future. That is in the practical translative sense of what we call eternity. But I find it to be interesting that when we usually think of eternity, maybe just I, but usually when people say eternity, the idea we get in mind, right, is like, is like going on forward. We often don't think of eternity as a time past. You know what I mean? But to he who be, he who was, he who is, he who will be. And this brings a very interesting connection with the Adon Olam. So there's a chant called the Adon Olam, right? And here in this Torah reading and feeding, Abraham calls on the Hashem of Yahweh as, in his time, as El, God Almighty Olam. Right? Now, let's go right here. Let's go to the 5956. So the word olam comes from the root Hebraically alam. So alam is like the shoresh to say like the root of olam, right? And olam, what part of speech was olam? Olam is a noun masculine, you see? And here, alam is a verb. Let's go down here, is a verb. Part of speech, a verb. All right? So what does the verb mean? Alam. Alam means to conceal. Literally, in Hebrew, it would mean, besides being the root word, it would be he concealed. He hid. He hid something. He hid. He was hidden. The sense of to conceal, to hide, right? To be hidden, to be concealed, or to be secret or secretive, right? To be concealed, concealer, to hide, right? It can also have the sense of one who hides themselves. The root idea, the shoresh, is that which is veiled from sight. Now, see, when we get to the root, the alam, it brings out a better sense of what the forever word, the everlasting word in Hebrew, olam, olam, li olam, olam means. When we say till time indefinite, till time out of mind, right? In that sense, to that which is veiled, the olam, veiled from sight, concealed, right? Concealed. This is why down here, when they brought out this right here about the vanishing point, right? To the vanishing point, generally, to time out of mind. And Hebraically, this can be to time out of mind of the past or to time out of mind of the future, right? This is the interesting sense right here. Now, connecting it here with the Adon Olam, where we had left off in that audible, right? The Adon Olam, right? A variation of the El Olam, as Adon, even in this revelation of Yahweh, right? Of he who be in the house of Abraham, right? What's interesting is that he calls on the Shalosha Anashim, the three men, the three mortal men, he calls on them as Adonai, and engages as Adon and Adoni, the Adon, the sovereign, the master. Right? So here, this is brought out, this is the Adon Olam. It's like a chant upon entering the gathering. Adon Olam, Asher Malak, Bet Rem Kola Yitzir Nivra, Kol Nitzir Nivra, eternal master, Adon Olam. Remember the root right here in the scripts with this name is found right here in this verse right here, Genesis 21:33. Oh, let's bring out the Hebrew right here of this particular verse right here, 21:33. Wayit'ah, Eshel, Wayit'ah Eshel, and he planted Eshel, and he planted an Eshel. Wayit'ah Eshel, Bia Be'era Shava, Wayikra Sham, Beshem Yahuwah El Olam, Wayit'ah. And he planted, not to plant. Why yit'ah? Why and yit'ah? He planted Eshel. He planted Eshel. He planted an Eshel. Right? Why yit'ah? Eshel. Bia be'er shava. In be'er shava, in the well of the oath, the well of the seven. Why yikra? Why and yikra? And he called Sham. Why yikra Sham? And he called there Sham. Sham means like there, right? Why yikra Sham? And he called Sham there b'shem Yahweh, in the name, or by way of the name of he who he be, El Olam, Almighty, eternal Almighty, right? Eternal God. It might be translated often as eternal God, eternal Almighty. So here, just bringing these first verses out right here. So this is the part we're going to zoom in on right here, from the Hebrew to English. Adon Olam Asher Malaka Bit Arem Makola Yitzira Bi Nibra. Slicha. Again. Ani Lechose, I repeat. Adon Olam Asher Malak Bit Arem Makola Yitzira Nibra. So this part right here, Almighty God, right, the one who reigns, right, who reigns supreme, before any creation was created. B'tarem, before, call, all, yitzir, 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 yitzir. Yitzir, to say creation, yitzir, that which was formed, yitzir, yitzir, nibra, nibra. Remember in the beginning, bereshit, bara. Here we have nibra, nibra, right? Nibra, like that which is created. Nibra, created, that which is created. So before any creation was created, Adon, Olam, Asher, Malaka, Bit, Arem, Kol, Yitzir, Nibra. Second verse right here. When it was finished according to his will, then king, his name was proclaimed to be. Then his name was proclaimed king to be. Then king, his name was proclaimed to be. Let's zoom in on the Ivrit, on the Hebrew right here. Le'ait, le'aita na'asa, na'asa, le'aita na'asa b'chefso, kol azai, melek shemo, nikra. Right here. Le'aita na'asa b'chefso, kol azai, melek shemo, nikra, nikra. The meaning here, then when it was finished according to his will, when it was finished according to his will, le'eta na'asa, na'asa, le'eta na'asa b'chefso, kol azai malak shemo nikra. Then king, his name was proclaimed to be. There's two more verses right here to get to this part here, connect with this reasonment here. When this our world shall be no more, in majesty he still shall reign. Right here. Oh wow. Oh wow. Interesting. They translated, remember they said they translate this according to Sephardic, right? Right? Transliteration Sephardic, right? Because this is interesting right here. Because they have the W, right? Often in the other form, usually they will have the Vav, right? But here they say, we achare. Modern Hebrew, other speakers may say ve'achare, but more correctly, Afro-Shemitically, ve'achare kikalot hakol. Le bado yimlok nora. Yimlok nora. Right here, here. When this our world shall be no more, we achreya kikalota hakol. Kikalota hakol. Yeah, it doesn't say the world, but yeah, like when everything is like kind of wrapped up, right? So to speak, right? In majesty. Right? In majesty, he still shall reign, or levado alone, more correctly, levado alone, right? Levado, yimlok, he will malak, he will rule, he will reign, he will be king. Yimloka nora, right? Yimloka nora, right? He will reign majestically, but nora can also be dread as well. Right? He will reign alone, he will reign dread, right? Like the dreadful, it's one of the attributes of Yahweh Nora. Nora is one of his attributes, often translated as the terrible, the awesome one, the dreadful one. Nora, Ha Nora. Who Yahweh be, he who be who he be Ha Nora. Ha Nora, he be the dreadful one, the awesome one, right? Like the terrible one, right? Here, to this line here. This line is the one that speaks of the olam, the sense of olam in a true Hebrew sense of time. Remember, he existed before time, right? Therefore, olam is proper when speaking of time in connection with who he be and his will and his promises and his way. Because see, here we count time, right? We count time, right? But he existed before time. Time in a sense, they say artificial construct, but it is a construct. Let's put it like that. If artificial meaning that it was made, created, yeah, right? Time. His time is based on a sense of relativity. This is why the word olam, for he who he be, or for the true sense of eternity or time indefinite. So even if time were to end right now, he will still be. So he'll be to time indefinite, even when you cannot account that time because there's no calculation, there's no way to count time. You know, like up to the fourth day, before like the sun, the moon, and the stars either were created, some say, we say more when they became visible again, right? In order for time to be calculated. But here, this is the verse, and he was, and he is, and he will be in glory. This verse here contains one of the secrets of the Tetragrammaton. We say this verse here, right, amongst other verses in scripture and also Yehudi chants and teaching and the Midrash teaching, but this right here, right, in the Adon Olam chant is the key to the Yahweh. This is the key to the Hashem, the name, the meaning of the name, right? Here where it says, and he was, and he was, and he is, right, or he be, and he will be or become in glory. And he was, and he be, right, and he will be or become in glory. Who haya, let's bring that up right there, take a snapshot of that right there. Who, right, who haya, who howe, who yeh, betif ara, betif ara. As we mentioned, the tifara, the Hebrew tafara, the tifara, tiferet, tifara, right? So who, and he, haya mean was, right? The sense of haya is the sense of was, right? He was, right? Who, haya, who, hoe. Let me say Yahweh, he who be, he was present, he was being, right? Some say Yahweh, right? That's bringing out the haya sense. Wahua haya, he who was. Wahua hoe, he who be. Wahua yihye, or a full enunciation, a full vocalization. Wahua yihye, Yahweh. Wahua yihye betifara, right? And there we have. Now, some other Yehudi will chant it, right, in the other dialect as V'hu haya, V'hu hove, V'hu yihye betifara, right? V'hu haya, V'hu hove, V'hu yihye betifara, right? So I think they break this down here at the top. They have the transliteration. Well, that transliteration, the one with the V'hu, is more according to the Eastern kind of European, the Ashkenazi chant right there, the V'hu haya. But some others also chant it this way. Some of the Yemenis, but they more with the Sephardic W'hu haya, W'hu more the Afro-Shemitic. W'hu, who, and he. W'hu haya, and he who was. W'hu, and he hoe, he who be. Yahweh. W'hu hoe, W'hu yeh, betifara, in glory. Here, bringing this out right here.
V'hu haya, v'hu hove, v'hu yeh, betifara. V'hu haya, v'hu hove, v'hu yeh, betifara. V'hu haya, v'hu hove, v'hu yeh, betifara. V'hu haya, v'hu hove, v'hu yeh, betifara.
And here, Beta Israel, Ethiopia chant this one here. Yes, the Ethiopian Beta Israel chant of the Adon Olam. Interesting there. Got to check that out a little bit more. But right here, we do have a psalm. Today's daily psalm. According to the royal order here, we have Psalm 39. 39th Psalm, Shema Yisrael, give ear and hear.
Psalm 39. I said, I will take heed to my ways that I sin not with my tongue. I will keep my mouth with a bridle while the wicked is before me. I was dumb with silence. I held my peace, even from good, and my sorrow was stirred. My heart was hot within me while I was musing the fire burned. Then spake I with my tongue. Lord, make me to know mine end and the measure of my days, what it is, that I may know how frail I am. Behold, thou hast made my days as an handbreadth, and mine age is as nothing before thee. Verily, every man at his best state is altogether vanity. Selah. Surely every man walketh in a vain show. Surely they are disquieted in vain. He heapeth up riches, and knoweth not who shall gather them. And now, Lord, what wait I for? My hope is in thee. Deliver me from all my transgressions. Make me not the reproach of the foolish. I was dumb, I opened not my mouth, because thou didst it. Remove thy stroke away from me, I am consumed by the blow of thine hand. When thou with rebukes dost correct man for iniquity, thou makest his beauty to consume away like a moth. Surely every man is vanity. Selah. Hear my prayer, O Lord, and give ear unto my cry. Hold not thy peace at my tears, for I am a stranger with thee and a sojourner, as all my fathers were. O spare me, that I may recover strength, before I go hence and be no more, 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 and be no more.
Yes, yes, yes. Today's daily Psalm, 39th Psalm right here. Let's bring this up right here for y'all to see. Let's go to today's daily Psalm. It's little, but it's taller. It's a small Psalm right here. It's like a Hebrew blues, so to speak. The Hebrew blues. All right. Interesting Psalm. Let's break down the parts right here. First things first. Let's get an overview. The summary of today's daily Psalm, according to the royal order of the Ethiopian Hebrews, after the order of Malachi, Sedek, or Chesedek, here we have the 39th Psalm. Right, today's daily Psalm. Some theme the Psalm as prayers, the prayers here of one sorely tried at the sight of the prosperity of the ungoodly, of the ungodly, right here. Mizmor Lamed 8. Lamed, Hebrew alphanumerics, Lamed for 30, right? 8, the ninth letter, Lamed Et, Lamed 8, Psalm 39, Psalm XXXIX. It's themed an elegy, like a blues, right? A pathos, sufferer psalm, a blues psalm. The resemblance between this psalm, this Mizmor, and the preceding, which is Psalm 38, Mizmor Lamed Chet, which is a penitence, a repentance prayer, a repentance tefillah, right? So there's a resemblance between these two psalms because these psalms kind of go together. We have a sufferer in his distress pleading with Ha-Elohim, with Eloheinu, Yahweh Eloheinu, pleading with the Creator, pleading with the Judge. The language is more restrained and the thought deeper. His pleading, right? The pleading here in today's daily psalm, at times, it develops into a questioning of the divine providence of Yahweh Yireh, Jehovah Jireh, Yahweh, the divine, he who be, who he be, providence, provida, to provide, right? Literally to see beforehand, Yireh, right? As we have in Jireh, Yireh, Yah Yireh, right? Sung by Malka Makeda, Queen Makeda, Jah Yireh, Yah Yireh. And we have the name, even Abraham calls upon this name, coming forward here in these Torah readings and feeding, Jehovah Jireh. So at times the pleadings in today's daily psalm is more Lamed Et, Lamed 8. At times it develops into a questioning of the divine providence. There was a Christian scholar, one named Ewald. He judged the psalm, today's daily psalm, Mizmor Lamed Et, right, to be, quote, indisputably the most beautiful of all the elegies, like almost the Hebrew blues, so to speak, in the Psalter, in the Sefer Tehillim. So here, just to touch on this briefly here, let's see what we got right here. Right here. Okay, this is a little bit much, but let's see if we can just touch on it just briefly here, just for contextual purposes, right? So we can give praise with overstanding. We can know what the Mizmor is for, know what the chant is for. And the previous psalm was as a connection, Mizmor Lamed Chet, Psalm 38, around about verse 14. The poet calls himself a dumb person. Dumb in what sense? Not speaking, like I'm holding back from speaking, dumb. Dumb originally meant like not speaking, like silent. A dumb person, a silent person who opens not his mouth. This submissive, resigned keeping of silence he affirms of himself in the same words also in today's daily psalm. So we have these words here, wa'ani, ka, cheresh, wa'ani and I, ka, cheresh, lo, eshma, uka, elaine, lo, yiftach, fio, lo, yiftach, fio. Bringing out the English sense of this right here. Thus I was as a man that heareth not, in whose mouth are no reproofs. Right? Why he kaish asher lo shomeya we'ain befio tokachot. That verse was a verse off. You know, sometimes in the Psalms have a little different numbering from the Hebrew to the English. So sometimes there's a verse off, but this is the verse right here. Why he? You know, he said ehya asher ehya. When Yahweh said, I am, I be, ehya. Right? Some say ahaya, but anyway, it's ehya. All right, ehya. All right, ehya. Here he says, why ehi? Ehi, like I haya, I to be, I become. Where ehi? Where ehi a kaish, as a ish, Asher, one who, right, lo, doesn't shome'a, right, not to shama, right, shome'a, hearer, lo, not shome'a. I became as a man that wasn't a hearer. Why he, ka'isha asher lo shome'a we'ain, and not bifio, ve'aina bifiv, right, we'ain, and not bifio, fio, in his pet, in his mouth, we'ain bifio, and not in his mouth, tokachot, like no reproofs, rebukes. Right? You know, people saying this and you just quiet, you just resign to what's being said. Right? And the same words are said to repeat right here. Let's make sure we get the proper verse right here. Here, the English is, my heart was hot within me while I was musing, the fire burned. Spake I with my tongue. The then is not there. Spake I. So my heart was hot. My heart was hot within I. While I was musing, meditated, the fire burned. Spake I with my mouth. Spake I. Like, it's to say then, but then is not there. You know, like I was musing, fire burned. Spake I spake with my mouth. All right, so I was paused, I was keeping it in. It was hot. Here, the Hebrew says cham, you know, cham, right? Cham, hot, libi. My heart, libi. My heart was cham. My heart went cham. Right? My heart was cham libi, big arbi, in me. Right? Big arbi, kareb, the innermost, in the innermost of the innocence of me. Cham libi, big arbi, ba hagigi, in my meditation, my hagigi, higayon, ba hagigi. Tivar kindle, tivar, right? Aish, the fire it kindled. Tivar aish. Dibarti, I spake. Dibarti, be lishoni. I spake. I had spoke. Dibarti, be lishoni, by way of lishoni, my lashon, my tongue, right? So we get that connection right there. Now, this forms a prominent characteristic common to the two Psalms, today's daily Psalm, Psalm 39, the preceding Psalm, Psalm 38, that fully warranted their being placed together as a pair. There is, however, right, another Psalm that is still more closely related, that Psalm to Psalm 39, today's daily Psalm, and that's Psalm 62, that together with Psalm 4. Notice here in the season, reason for the season, we just had Psalm 4, according to the royal order, has a similar historical background. So even when we look at the royal order Psalms, according to Ethiopian Hebrews, and then we study them, we see that certain Psalms are similar in content, and then we see in the royal order of the Ethiopian Hebrews, the Israelites of Ethiopia, these Psalms come together, right, in the chants during the Shana, the year. right? Having a similar historical background, the author in his dignity is threatened by those who, from being false friends, fake friends, false friends, how many of us have them, have become open enemies. So the false friends become open enemies, and who revel, right, in the enjoyment of illegitimately acquired power and possessions, the snatch and grabs, right? From his own experience, in the midst of that, he commits his safety and his honor to Elohim, to the Creator, to the Judge. He derives the general warnings that to trust in riches is deceptive, and that power belongs alone to Elohim, the Avenger. So there's two doctrines, two teachings scripturally in support of that. The issue of the fear of Absalom was a forcible example. Thus, it is with Psalm 62. And in like manner, today's daily Psalm, Psalm 39, Mizmor Lamed Et, 8 also. Both Psalms bear the name of Yedutun or Jedutun, side by side with the name of David at their head in the inscription, right, the superscription. Both describe the nothingness of everything human in the same language. Both of the Psalms delight more than other Psalms in the use of the assuring and confident, there's these phrases, right? Right, ak, right, ak, right? Both have salah, selah twice. Both coincide in some points of the book of Job. The form of both Psalms, however, is so polished, transparent, and classic. The classic kind of ancient Hebrew sound, but Psalms right here, right? That criticism is not authorized in assigning to this pair of Psalms any particular poet other than David. And when we study the Psalms Hebraically, we can see the Davidic style. Right? It's like roots, some roots means we don't know that style right there. The reason of the redactor not placing Psalm 62 immediately after Psalm 39. So one may ask, well, if these Psalms are close in their language, why wasn't they placed together like Psalm 38 and 39? Right? This is to be found in the fact that Psalm 62 is an Elohim psalm. That means a creator, a judge psalm, like a creator, a judge psalm, right? That could not stand in the midst of the Yahweh, the Yahweh, the Yahweh psalms, the covenant, right? The covenant psalms. Now, we'll break that down and bring that out. And this is not to appeal to, in any wise, the doctrine, what do they call it? The document theory thing about the Elohist. Some say there were some scripts that were Elohist and others were Yahwist, and it was two different ones. And then somebody came along and mixed and matched them. That's nonsense. But we can break that down in its own right there. So here to today's daily psalm, just to bring that general overview, right? So here's how we're going to go through this right here. Today's daily psalm. It basically has three main parts, right? Three main parts to today's daily psalm. We have verses 1, right? Verses 1 to verse 3, right? His silence under suffering, right? Verses 1 to verse 3, but we're going to take this like what, verse 1 to 5? Let's take it as verse 1 to 5 right here. The silence under suffering section.
Psalm 39. I said, I will take heed to my ways that I sin not with my tongue. I will keep my mouth with a bridle while the wicked is before me. I was dumb with silence. I held my peace, even from good, and my sorrow was stirred. My heart was hot within me while I was musing the fire burn. Then spake I with my tongue. Lord, make me to know mine end and the measure of my days, what it is, that I may know how frail I am. Behold, thou hast made my days as an handbreadth, and mine age is as nothing before thee. Verily, every man at his best state is altogether vanity. Selah, 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 Selah.
Here, taking the first 5 or so verses. Lamanat li ditun, li dutun. Lamanat li dutun mizmor le David. Amarti Eshmera derakaya meya hato bia lishoni. Eshmera lefia mahsoma beoda rasha le negdi. The bait verse here. Ne lamtia dumia he cheshetia mitoba ukaeria ne akar. Third verse, the Gimel verse. Ham libia bikarbia bahigigia tibar eish. Dibartia bia lishon. Here, the Dalet verse here. Hod aini Yahweh kitsi. Hod aini Yahweh kitsi. Ua midata yamai. Mahia edah. Maha chadela ani. And here the hey. Here we have the hey verse. Right here, the hey verse. Hineya tifachota natata yamai wicheldia k'ayin negadeka ak kola hebela kola dama nitzab selah. So here, these first 5 verses right here. This section includes silence under suffering. The silence under suffering. So here, let's touch on the Aleph verse right here, including the superscription. Let's go right here, compare, there we go, compare. Bring it up here, the KJV, first verse right here, today's daily psalm, Mizmor Lamed 8, 39th Psalm. To chief musician, to Jedutun, a psalm of Dawid, of David. I said, I will take heed to my ways, that I sin not, that I uck up not with my tongue. I will keep my mouth with a bridle, while the wicked, while the ratchet, while the defiant is before I. A bridle or a muzzle for my mouth. Laminat Sayah, Li Dutuna Mizmor Lid Dawi. Laminat Sayah to chief musician, Li Dutun or Li Yidutun, to Yidutun, Li Dutun, to Jedutun Mizmor, a psalm Lid Dawid of for Dawid. So here we have Jedutun, right? Or Yidutun, praise it, right? Also in the headings of Psalm 62 and Psalm 78. Yidutun, right? Praise it, right? He is mentioned several times in the book of Chronicles as the director or the Menatzeyach of the temple choir. The title means for the leader, for the chief musician, Yidutun, right? La Menatzeyach Li Dutun, Yidutun, Jedutun, or for the leader, the chief musician. The sense of it can be brought out to be sung in the style of Yidutun, right? Name of a chorister also has to do with praising. Yehuda, right? Judah, to give thanks, to praise, right here. So here, getting to the KJV first verse, I said, I will take heed to my ways, that I sin not, that I uck up not, that I forfeit not under the crown of the king, forfeiture, right? Under the crown of the king, not with my tongue. I will keep my mouth with a bridle or muzzle for my mouth, while the wicked, while the ratchet, the defiant is before me. Amarti, I have said, Amarti, Eshmera de Rakaya Meya Chatoa. Bia Lishoni. Let's break this down here. I said I will take heed to my ways. Right? Amarti. Eshmera. I will shamar. Right? Guard, hedge about. Amarti. I have said. Eshmera. I will guard. Derakai. My derek. Right? But here, derakai in the plural, my ways. Right? My ways. Let's bring this out right here. My derek, singular, way. right? The way in the sense right here is like the road that's trodden. In the figurative sense, way, derek, can mean a course of life or a mode of action. What do we have here? Amarti. Amarti. I have amar to say. Amarti, I have said. Eshmera. 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 I will take heed, right? This comes from the sense of shamar, not that, right there, shamar, right, to guard. Eshmera, I will shamar. Eshmera. Eshmera derakai. I will restrain, I will guard. This is like to keep, you see, was it to keep, to shamar, right, to restrain, to keep, to treasure up, to watch, to observe, to shamar. Eshmera. Eshmera derakai, my ways. I said, amarti, right? The word amar, to say, to speak, to utter. He said, he spoke, he uttered. Amarti. I have said, I spoke, I uttered. I said within libi, my heart. This brings out the sense of amarti when it says, I said, amarti, the force of it, amarti, I have determined. Amarti. What have I determined? Amarti, eshmerah, derakai, that I will guard, I will restrain, I will observe, I will keep, derakai, my ways. Keep a strict watch over his and I emotions, derakai, my way, right? For what reason? That I sin not, that I don't up with my what? With my tongue. Mechato bilishoni. Mechato bilishoni. Mechato chata, to miss, chata, to sin, to miss, the forfeiture, to miss the mark, to sin, to uck up, to miss. Fornication under the crown of the king, forfeiture under the crown of the king, F-U-C-K, to uck up, to miss. Literally, chata, to miss. He says, may, from chato, from missing, from ucking up. May chato be by way of lishoni, my lashon, lishona, be a lishoni, by way of my tongue, the organ of speech, by way of my speech, right? By way of my speech. By railing against Yahweh Eloheinu, right? By railing against Yah, right? Against Eloheinu, Elohai, for his apparent injustice when he and Anivani, I and I, contrast his fate and I and I fate with that of Harasha, with that of the Rasha, the wicked, the ratchet. Similarly, in a similar way, Eob, aka Job, he, according to Job chapter 2, verse 10, he did not sin. He did not miss the mark. He sinned not. He didn't uck up with his lips. He didn't sin with his lips in Job chapter 2, verse 10. So this part of the verse, may chato be lishoni. But then breaking down the phrases in this one verse, that I sin not with my tongue, may chato be lishoni. Next phrase, I will keep my mouth with a bridle. Eshmera lefi machson. Eshmera. I will keep. The same word in the beginning, amarti, what he determined. He determined to what? To keep, right? To guard his ways. Here, eshmera, to keep, lefi, his pet, mouth. Lefi, my mouth, right? Machson. What is a machson? Machson is a muzzle. Machson, a muzzle, almost like an animal muzzle, right? A bridle or a muzzle for my mouth. Lefi machson. So as a constructive, right? Lefi machson, as a bridle or a muzzle for my mouth. This is brought out a little better in another translation of, I will keep a curb. I will keep a curb upon my mouth. I'll keep a curb. Eshmera lefi machson. I will keep a curb on my mouth. This is used of a machson, is like an animal muzzle. So as well, muzzle the animal. I'm going to muzzle myself that I don't uck up with my mouth, my tongue, what I'm saying. right? I'm not going to rail against Yahweh for what appears to be, but not truly be what it is. I will keep my mouth with a bridle. Eshmara lefiya mahsom be'od rasha, rasha, be'od rasha linegdi, linegdi, while the wicked is before me, linegdi, be'od rasha, be'od, and going on, od, like in continuance, in the continuance, be'od rasha, rasha, in the continuance of the rasha, 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 the wicked, the criminal, the defiant, the guilty, while the ratchet, while the wicked is what? Here, the Hebrew says, lid negadi is like opposite, before me, right? While the wicked is before me, while they are still in his presence, they're still in my presence, lest his and I words spoken in their hearing be an offense to Yahweh Eloheinu, be an offense to Ha Elohim, to Ha Elohim. Right here, this opening verse, right, sets a determination right here. I said, I will take heed to my ways. Amarti eshmera derakai, that I sin not with my tongue. Meyachatoa bi lashoni, I will keep a curb, right, or a muzzle, a bride. I will keep a curb upon my mouth. Eshmera lefiya mahsom, while the wicked, while the ratchet is before me. Be'od rasha lenegadi. Here, bringing it here to the bait verse right here. I was dumb, right? I was dumb with silence. I held my peace from good, and my sorrow was stirred, and my sorrow was troubled. Here, the Hebrew. Ne'elamti, ne'elam. I was alam. Remember we touched on alam, the other word for to hide, hidden is alam, with an ayin, alam. This is with an aleph, so it's not alam, but we will enunciate as alam, and alam. They look the same in English transliteration, but not the same in Hebrew enunciation. This is to bind in the sense of to be dumb, bound, like bound from speaking, right? To be tied fast. The sense of it in connection with the mouth is like to be tongue-tied. Ne'elamti, I was tongue-tied, right? Dumiya, right? Ne'elamti, dumiya. Ne'elamti, dumiya. What is dumiya? Dumiya, silence, stillness, repose, right? Dumiya, stillness, dumiya, right? Silently from dhamma, right? To cease, to cut off, like cease from speaking, right? To be dumb or to be silent, right? But dumiya is like silence, right? Ne'elamti dumiya, he cheshetiya mitov, he chesheti. I held my peace, right? Chasha, to be still, to be quiet. Another level of stillness, silence, hush. And he chesheti, hush. He chesheti, me from tawab, from good. Ka'ebi. What's the ka'ebi? Ka'ev. In the modern Hebrew to say ka'ev, ma ka'ev, right? Like what's the pain, right? Ka'ebi, my pain, right? Ka'ev, pain. It can be mental or physical. So the KJV brings out sorrow, but this is the word for pain, ka'ev. But here he says my pain. And ka'ebi. Ka'evi. Ka'evi. And my ka'ev, my pain. Ne'ekar. And my pain was trouble was akar. It was akar was disturbed, right? It was troubled. It was stirred up. See, the akar, right? The akar has a sense of like boiling water, like roaring when water is boiling and it's yeah, it's disturbed, afflicted. Right? It's like, but he's saying my sorrow, my pain was stirred. Once again, the full of this Gimel verse or this bait verse here, KJV wise, Ne'lamti dumiya, Hechesheti mitob, Ukaevi ne'kar. Here, breaking it down. I held my peace, had no comfort. I was dumb with silence. I was dumb with silence. I was held back from speaking with silence. Ne'lamti dumiya. I held my peace, had no comfort. Hechesheti. I withheld, I restrained, to say restrained my speaking, right? So it's like a double sense of like not speaking. But notice there's different words that generally can have a similar sense of silence or not speaking, right? Restrained, hechesheti, holding my peace, mito. When it says mito, from good, right? That can also be from comfort, good, from that which is beneficial. Mito, from good. Now the translation following the RV margin, literally from good. That is to say, he and I in this sort of situation maintain silence. And so denying ourselves, denying himself, denying I and I self, the relief that the vent of his feelings and words would have brought him. You know, when you're not speaking about something, you're holding back, but you feel like if I just let it out, I'll feel so much better. An alternative rendering, it can be found in the AV, the authorized version, where it says even from good, mito, having that sense. He and I did not even speak words. To that, no exception could be taken. You know, you could say, well, I'm not going to say it like that. I'll say it like this. They can't object to me saying it like this. But no. That's what a double sense of ne'lamti dumiya, right? I was dumb, right? I was like tongue-tied, right? With dumiya, silence, right? Hechesheti, I held a hasha. I was inactive. Right, I was quiet. I was hushed. Right, I kept quiet. Mito, from good. But then, what happened? Right, ukaevi ne'ekar. But my pain, kaevi, right, was some bring this out as held in check. I know here it says right here was stirred, right? Another translation held in check, right? Here, bringing out the sense of the akar, but it's more like troubled, as we brought out the word here, roiled water, like when water is boiling. So the pain is like getting worse, right? In a sense, held in check. It's like it's still there, right? Ignored by him, so far as his speech was concerned. The more likely idea of the translation is my pain was stirring, was boiling up, was getting worse, was intensifying by stifling the words that sprang to his and I's lips. Here, the Gimel verse, today's daily Psalm 39, Mizmor Lamed 8, Lamed 8. My heart was hot within me. While I was musing, meditating, the fire burnt. Spake I spoke with my tongue. Hear. Cham libi. My heart was chamam, was cham. Right? Cham was hot. It was inflamed. Literally to be hot, to be inflamed. Cham libi, bikarbi. Within me, bahagigi, while I was haga, while I was hagig is like whisper, musing, murmuring, hagig, bahagigi, in my murmuring, bahagigi, in my hagigi, right, bahagigi, brought out as meditation, my musing, my complaint, bahagigi, tivaresh, while I was in my medi, the fire it burned, Tibar Aish. Debarti, I spoke, I debar to speak, Debarti, I spoke, be Lishoni, by way of my tongue, with my tongue. My heart, it waxed hot, the heat was the heat of his emotion, not speaking. Tivar Aish, right? We said the fire burnt, right? Ba'ar, right? Ba'ar, to consume. The fire was kindled, was burning, right? Tivar, right? The Aish, Tivar Aish. It blazed into flame, and therefore he could no longer restrain himself, and he had to break his silence. So looking at the phrases and the order, the build of the words, when it gets to Tivaresh, his heart was hot, Libi, my heart being hot. Then it got to the point Tivaresh, like the fire kindled, like the fire started to, break out, the fire blaze, is a blazing, hot to fire. And this is where it says, Dibarti, right? Dibarti, right? I spoke, be Lashoni, right? And what was spoken? What did he speak? Right here. Here we get to this verse, the Dalet, right? The Dalet verse right here. This is kind of going into the next section right here, but the Dalet verse, he spoke, Yahweh, make me to know mine end and the measure of my days. What it, I may know how frail I, here, bringing out the force, or what time I have here. Let's bring out the Hebrew. Sometimes it's not always directly translated, but right here, he says, hold the Aini, Yahweh, cause I to know. Hold the Aini, Yahweh, cause I to know, Kitsi, my end. Midata Yamai, and the measure of my days. Midat Yamai, of my days. Mahi, what is she? Mahi, what is she? When he says Midata Yamai, and the measure of Yamai, my days. Mahi. What is he? He is the pronoun for she. Ma, what? What she? Mahi. Adah, cause I to know, right? Cause I to know. Adah, that I may know. Adah, right? Meh, chadel, ani. What chadel, what frailness, chadel, ani. What frailness, transientness, chadel, ani is I. So here, this is here linking into this section right here, right? He asking for self-gnosis, for self-knowledge. This verse here, asking for knowledge of self. Hodaini Yahuwah Kitsi, Umidati Yamai, Mahia Edaaha Meha Chadel Ani. Here. Let's break it down phrase by phrase, right? First of all, make me to know comes first. So it's make me to know Yahweh. Hold the Aini in the Hebrew. Hold the Aini. Hold the Ani. Right? Hold the cause I to know. From the Yada to know. He knew. Right? The Yada sense. Let's see if it brings out the sense right here. The Po'al. You see the Po'al? Hold the Aini. Right? Causing. Right? Causing to know. Hold the Aini. Causing ani. Hold the ani. Hold the Aini. Cause me to know Yahweh. Oh, he who be, who he be. Kitsi. What is Kitsi? My Kates. Kates is end. End of. Kates. The extremity. Right? The extremity. Right? Kitsi. My end, my extremity. Cause me to know my extremity. Cause me to know my end. right? Hoda'eni Yahuwah Kitsi. We, I and I, are led to expect that in his outburst, he would criticize Yahuwah Elohim's dealing with man, and challenge him and challenge Yahuwah to justify them as Job did. Instead, he begs to have it made clear to him that man is but the creature of the day, the creature of the moment, of the hour, of the day. And in that knowledge, that da'at, that gnosis, it is presumptuous for a frail human being to question Elohim, the creator, the judge, and his deeds. He seeks to know, right? Instead, he seeks to know kitso, his kates, his end, right? His end, his extremity, to realize that life will soon be over, and it's not worthwhile being aggy and anxious over its vicissitudes, the ups and downs, the follies, the undercrowns. Therefore, he comes to this point right here. He says, Umidat. He says his kitzi, his extremity, his end, midat, and the measure midat yamai, and the measure of my days, midat yamai, mahi, what she, mahi in the Hebrew, what is she? What is she? How brief and fleeting is she? How brief and fleeting life be, right? How short-lived, right? Make I know how short-lived I am. Ada is I may know. Ada. From the yada root, he know, to know, right? Ada, that I may know. Meh chadel, what chadel? What chadel? Chadel, what is chadel? Meh chadel, what? Here they have rejected, forbearing, transient, the sense of fleeting, right? Lacking, the sense of ceasing, right? Vacant. But it comes from the root chadal. Chadel come from chadal. Chadal, to stop, to forego, to leave, right? To be flabby, to be lacking. But it brings out the sense of a fleeting sense from the chadel. Chadel right here, the sense of fleeting. Chadel, meh chadel, ani. How fleeting, how rejected, how ceasing. This is the adjectival sense. But the better translation to English would be like how short-lived, right? Ani, I. What a transient, here today, gone tomorrow creature, ani the ani, I am. What a frail, says brought out, he that forbeareth, or forbearing, a frail, rejected creature that I be. So here, the full of the verse, Hoda'ini, Yahuwah kitzi, umidata yamai, mahi, Edah mechadel ani. Here, bringing it to the hey. Here to the fifth verse right here, into the Selah. Behold, thou hast made my days a handbreadth, and mine age as nothing before thee. Verily, for sure, every man at his best state, altogether vanity. Selah. All right, at his best state, at his settled state, at his best state, at his settled state is altogether a habel, a vapor, a breath, a puff, right? Interlude. Hinea tifachota natata yaman with cheldia kahayenan negdeka ak kola hebela kola dam nitzab. Selah. Here interlude Selah. So here he says, Hine, behold a tefachot, behold a tefachot, right? Tefach, a singular, tefach, plural, tefachot, like hand breadth, a span, right? Spans, right? Spans, behold, spans, width of the hand, behold, spans. Behold, units of measure. Behold, spans. Is what he's saying. Hine tefachot. Behold, spans. Natata Natata Yamai. You have given Natata, right? Natata Yamai. You have given my days as spans, as a measure, like a breath of a hand, a palm breath, like a span, right? You know, the sense of measured, measured, a measured existence, right? Going on to the breakdown right here with Chaldi, right? With Chaldiya Ka'ayina Negadaka, right? Here, bringing this out right here. He says, nothing, right? Mine age, Chaldi, the Chaled, like a duration of life, the world. This is where we get the word for world in the Hebrew, right? The Khaled, right? Khaled, right? To glide swiftly. The sense is gliding swiftly, right? Fleeting swiftly. So what he says right here is like to say, like, my fleeting swiftly. With Chaldi, right? Ka'ayin, ayin, like nothing. Like ayin is like nothing. With Chaldiya Ka'ayin, negadeka, before the eye, opposite, like compared, like to the eye, before the eye, right? Before the eye, right? So what do we have? What do we have right here? The hand breadth is a small measure. Tefachot. The seventh is a seventh of a cubit, right? A tefach, right? Here it says tefachot. His lifetime consists of a few such brief spaces, right? Then he says the chaldi, mine age, right? My term of earthly existence that kind of glides. It glides when the chaled and chaldi, mine age. Not my age like a number of years so much. It can be, but it has the inner sense of life, my gliding along, like fleeting, as portions of time that are fleeting. And this is the sense of the real word in the Hebrew for world. When it says, love not the world, right? That is gliding along swiftly, fleeting, right? Here it says, ak, right? Ak. They don't like to bring up that verily there. I got to show you the ak for sure. Ak, indeed, right? Ak, surely, brought out here as verily. Ak, right? He says right here, he says, ak, call a hebel, call adam. Ak, indeed, all vanity, all man. Literally, ak, call hebel, call adam. Indeed, all vanity, all Adam. Indeed, all vanity is all Adam. Ak, call Hebela, call Adam, nitzab. Nitzab is standing, right? The nitzab is standing, to take one's stand, right? To be settled, to be stationed. Even when man took his stand, he's standing upright. He's settled in his stand. Right? Even when you take the firm stand, right? This is a natsab, his station, right? They brought it out here, they say, at his best state, right? Even when he's settled, natsab, right? It says he is all together, right? All together, right? All together vanity, right? All together vanity. Surely, indeed, every man at his best state is altogether vanity. Or the Hebrews, ak kol hebel kol adam. Indeed, all vanity, all man. Say all Adam, all human beings, all of them are like vapors of breath, nitzab, while standing, even at their best standing. Selah, got to pause, right, on that right there. When standing firm, nitzab. When standing in his fullest vitality, nitzab. Even then, especially then, he is nothing but hebel, right? Hebel, habalim, right? Vanity of vanities, hakol, hebel. All is vanity. The word for vanity, hebel, the 1892, hebel is a vapor, a breath, right? Right? Unsubstantial, right? Devoid of any substance. And then he takes right here, right? He takes a Selah. That brings us right here to the next section.
Surely every man walketh in a vain show. Surely they are disquieted in vain. He heapeth up riches, and knoweth not who shall gather them. And now, Lord, what wait I for? My hope is in thee. Deliver me from all my transgressions. Make me not the reproach of the foolish. I was dumb. I opened not my mouth, because thou didst it. Remove thy stroke away from me. I am consumed by the blow of thine hand. When thou with rebukes dost correct man for iniquity, thou makest his beauty to consume away like a moth. Surely every man is vanity. Selah, 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 Selah.
Let's take a look at Selah, 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 Selah. Interlude, musically.
Psalm 39. I said, I will take heed to my ways that I sin not with my tongue. I will keep my mouth with a bridle while the wicked is before me. I was dumb with silence. I held my peace, even from good, and my sorrow was stirred. My heart was hot within me while I was musing the fire burn. Then spake I with my tongue. Lord, make me to know mine end and the measure of my days what it is, that I may know how frail I am. Behold, thou hast made my days as an handbreadth, and mine age is as nothing before thee. Verily, every man at his best state is altogether vanity. Selah. Surely every man walketh in a vain show. Surely they are disquieted in vain. He heapeth up riches, and knoweth not who shall gather them. And now, Lord, what wait I for? My hope is in thee. Deliver me from all my transgressions. Make me not the reproach of the foolish. I was dumb. I opened not my mouth, because thou didst it. Remove thy stroke away from me. I am consumed by the blow of thine hand. When thou with rebukes dost correct man for iniquity, thou makest his beauty to consume away like a moth. Surely every man is vanity. Selah. Hear my prayer, O Lord, and give ear unto my cry. Hold not thy peace at my tears, for I am a stranger with thee and a sojourner, as all my fathers were. O spare me, that I may recover strength, before I go hence and be no more, 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 and be no more.
So here, today's daily psalm. So after the Selah, picking up after the Selah, Mizmor Lamed Et, Psalm 39, themed an elegy, Hebrew blues right here. Here, the section he asked for self-knowledge, KJV wise, verses 4 to 6. Then we get verses 7 to 11, his prayer to Philato, for relief. For relief. Here, picking up with the 6th verse right here, the wow, right? The vav, the wow verse right here. Surely every man walketh in a vain shoe, a shadow, a vain shoe. Surely they are disquieted in vain. He heapeth up and knoweth not who shall gather them. As you can see, the word rich is italicized, not there in the Hebrew. He walketh in a vain show, a vain shoe, like an image. So this word vain shoe is not to be confused. The vain in the previous verse, the hebel, like a vapor, puff, right? Breath, right? Hebel, right? Just a vapor, fleeting vapor, puff. Right here we have Selim, right? Selim is an image, right? Selim, right? Made in his image after his likeness of Selim, right? Selim. Here. Bring out the verse right here. Ak. Once again is a Hebrew assertive, affirmative, like indeed, or surely. Sometimes translated as surely, sometimes translated as verily. Ak, for sure, indeed. Ak b'Tselem. Yita halek ish. Yita halek. Halak, to go, like to go. Halak, right? Bringing this down right here. Halak, walketh from halak, like halaka, your walk, your trod, halak, right? Yita halak, right? Yita halek, slika. Yita halek ish. Yita halek, he walks, but the sense is the hitfa'el sense is like, not just the halak, but it's a hitfa'el, right? Yita halek. Right? He's going to and fro. Yita halek ish, man going to and fro. Right? B'Tselem. Aka b'Tselem yita halek ish. Aka hebel. Ak, for sure, surely, indeed. Ak, hebel, surely vanity. Yehemayun yitzbor. Willo yeda'a mi osfam. Here, bringing out this sense right here. Let's break down this verse in the phrases. First phrase, surely or indeed, right? Verily, surely, ak. Every man, every ish, right? Walketh, halak, in a shoe, b'Tselem, in an image. Ak b'Tselem yita halek ish. Ak b'Tselem, in a Tselem yita halek ish. Right? Yita halek ish, ak. Right? This part here. Walketh as a mere semblance. Some bring it out as a shadow, right? But Selim, because sel is shadow, and then we have Selem, a shadow or an image, right? Walketh as a mere semblance, or goeth to and fro like a phantom. Akabit Selem, Yita halek, going to and fro, ish, halaks, Yita halek, right? That's in the heat fa'el, you see the heat fa'el sense. Here, the structure of the halak in the heat fa'el sense. In the heat fa'el sense, the halak is Yita halek, hita pa'el, yita halek, to traverse, to walk about. The sense of to go to and fro, right? Go to and fro like a phantom. In other words, there's nothing solid. There's nothing really firm, right? Firm about him. The sense right here. Surely for vanity are they in turmoil, or surely they are disquieted, right? In vain. So here the Hebel comes in again. Ak, Hebel, ak, indeed, Hebel. Vanity, a vapor, right? Transient. Aka hebel, Hemayun, they hum, they murmur, You hear this murmur, to growl, to roar, right? You see somehow they break it down like to disquiet, to move, but then getting down to the root, right? To murmur in a figurative sense, a soul in prayer. Yehemayun, disquieted, Yehemayun in turmoil, or Yehemayun, They hum, sound like the word hum, right? Well, because when we go down here, Strong's a loud sound, like the English hum, right? Yehemayun, Yehemayun, Aka hebel, Yehemayun, Aka hebel, Yehemayun, right? Surely, right? Vanity, right? Yehemayun. They are in turmoil, they hum, they make a commotion, they murmur, Yehemayun, right? But it can also be like they rage, to moan and to clamor. But the best sense of it is like a loud sound. They hum, right? You know, like somebody murmuring amongst themselves, right? So disquieted in vain, disquieted in vain. They worry and they trouble themselves over things without permanence. Aka hebelia hemayun, right? Aka hebelia hemayun, right? They worry and trouble themselves over things without permanence. Aka hebelia hemayun. The abstract ideas here so far expressed are being illustrated by like a concrete example, right? They're going to and fro like a phantom, like a shadow, like a shade. Right? Man toils, labors and toils to pile up a store of wealth, but he cannot be sure. He's not sure anymore who's gonna get that store of wealth that's stored up, but he can be sure who's gonna get them. That he will be the one who will make use of it. Right? It says the wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous. Right? Aka hebelia hemayun. Yitzbor, 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 Yitzbor. Right? So when it says Yitzbor, right, it's from Sabar, Yitzbor. He heaps up, he piles up, Yitzbor. It could be he piling up grain, food, Yitzbor. It could be piling up dust, Yitzbor, or silver, Yitzbor. Right? He aggregates, heaps up, he aggregates, Yitzbor. Yitzbor with lo yeda, Velo yeda, Yitzbor velo yeda, and he doesn't yeda, he doesn't know, right? Yitzbor, he's heaping up velo yeda, lo yeda. He don't know, lo yeda, he don't know. So he's heaping up, but he don't know me who osfam. He don't know me osfam, me who osfam. He doesn't know who will gather them, asaf them. Right? Osfam, Asaf Am, Osfam, who will gather them, who will receive them, who will collect them, right? So he's heaping up. Now the KJV say heap of riches, but the Hebrew just says Yitzbor, he heaps up, whatever it be, he heaps up. Velo yeda, and he don't yeda, velo yeda, lo yeda. He don't know me Osfam, me who Osfam, who will gather. Who will gather them? Who will make use of them? Now, here, this brings us here to the next section and design, right? And here is Tifalato, his prayer, right? He had designed verse Tifalato, his prayer, his tefillah for relief from this situation. And now, Adon, and now, Lord, right? The Ata, Ma, Kuwiti Adonai, Wa'ata, and now, right? Wa'ata, ma, what? Kuwiti, ma kuwiti. What waiteth I? What do I wait for? Right? Kuwiti, what do I kava? Somebody say kaviti, ma kaviti, Va'ata, ma kaviti, Adonai, Wa'ata, ma kuwiti. Adonai, right? What do I kava, right? Kawiti, kawiti. What do I wait? What do I expect? Right? What am I binding together? Right? There's an interesting sense of the word to wait, like to bind together, to twist, to collect, to expect. Right? I'm like, what am I drawing to myself? Like, what am I waiting? What am I waiting for? Right? What am I waiting for? Here he says, my hope in thee. My hope is in thee. I. Here, right? Here, bringing out the Hebrew here. Tochalti leka, he, tochalti, my hope, right? Let's bring out the key word, right? Tochelet, right? Tochelet, my hope, tochelet, my expectation from Yachal. Yachal is also another sense of weight. So as we get into deeper study, right, what makes this weight different from that weight? Check, right? Since they both can be translated as weight, right? Obviously, they didn't use a different word in the Hebrew to be redundant, right? So what's the nuance? The implication being patient, right? Being pained and patient, right? The other one's like a chord, right? Right? Tikva, right? Tikva and kawiti, right? In Amharic, we say koiche, the koi, koi, right? Sense. The kawa, the rope. What am I drawing to myself? My hope, I'll be pained in the eye, right? In the sense where he says, right? He says, tochalti leka. My pain, leka, is for the eye. He, she. My hope, she is for the eye, right? Tochalti leka, for the eye, male. He, she, right? Tochalti leka, he, my hope, for the eye, she be. So, and now, when he says, and now, wa'ata, introduces a change in the line of argument, right? Wa'ata. After all he said, then he comes to the point of wa'ata. And now, wa'ata. And now, ma, kuwiti. What do I wait? Right? What do I wait? Right? What do I wait? Adonai. What? I have waited. Adonai. In the sense of what I have waited. Adonai. Mark Viti Adonai, or some say Mark Viti Adonai, right? In view of the estimate of life that he just gave in the verses before, what goal can I have before me? Right? What can I do? Understanding the estimation of what it is, right? If this be what it is, then what goal can I have before me? So the answer comes at once from him, right? From himself, right? When he says, Tochalti, my hope, my kind of expectation, Lika, is for the eye, he, she. My hope, she is, right, for the eye, right, in that sense, right? The answer comes at once from him. He rests his future, right, in Adonai, in he who be, in the Lord, Adonai, of his mercy, Adonai, Chasdo, of his mercy. Here, bringing it here to this verse here, the Chet verse, right, the 8th verse Hebraically, deliver me from all my transgressions. Make me not the reproach of the fool, right? In other words, don't make me the butt of the joke, to say. The reproach of the fool, right? Mikol pishai, hatzeleini, cherpata naval, ala tesimein, right? And the cherpat naval, and like the butt of the joke, or the cherpat, the reproach, cherpata naval, of the fool, naval, right? Al, don't, tisimain, don't make me, don't set me, don't put me, don't place me, right? As the cherpa, naval, right? As a scorn, as a taunt, right? Of the Nabal, like when it says in the song, the fool has set the senseless, right? The wicked, the stupid, right? Has said. Interesting about the word Nabal, it doesn't mean one who is like intellectually deficient, but kind of like morally deficient, stupid person, right? The Nabal, naber, like to regard as foolish, contempt, right? Yeah, right. So right here, what do we have right here, right? First of all, he says he wants to be delivered from his transgression, from his rebellion, pisha'ai, right? His pesha is transgression, his rebellion, pesha. He says hatzaleni, hatzil ani, natsal ani, snatch me away, tear me away, snatch me away. So the word for deliver, when he says me call from all, me call pisha'ai, right? Mikol Pesha'ai, from all my transgressions, my rebellions, my rebelliousness, Hatzil Ani, snatch me, deliver me, Hatzaleini, Mikol Pesha'ai, Hatzaleini, deliver me from all my transgressions that are the source of his bodily pains and mental anguish. So in this psalm, bringing out both the pains in the heart, in the mind, in the emotions, and also the pains in the body, both the bodily pain and the mental anxiety. His sins, his uckeries are also a barrier, right, that obstructs, right, that fellowship, that chavruta with Yahuwah Eloheinu, and its removal, the removal of those transgressions, those rebelliousnesses, right, is essential for the communion, right, the close relationship that he and I desire. So he says, Mikol Pishai Hatzaleini, right, snatch me, deliver me from all my rebellions, my transgressions. Charpata Nabal ala Tisemeini. Make I not, don't set me as the charpata nabel, as the like butt of the joke, right? As the charpat, right? The reproach, the charpa, as a shame, right? The disgrace, the pudenda, right? Pudenda is like to say almost like the butt of the joke, right? The pudenda is like the private parts, basically. Right, to bring out the disgrace, right? So when we say like the butt of the joke, don't make me the butt of the fool's joke. Charpata nabal al tisemei ni. Another way of bringing it out, make me not the reproach of the base, right? The nabal, right? As we have in Psalm 14, the first verse. The nabal, who is the nabal? The Hebrew, we say the fool in the Hebrew context. This is the one who acted on the thought that, according to Psalm 14, Ein Elohim, Ein, there is no Elohim, there is no God, Ein Elohim. In other words, not the modern day pseudo-atheistic sentiment, but in the Hebrew context, there's no creator, there's no judge. Ein Elohim. Elohim, Hebraically, bringing out the context of Yahweh as the creator, Elohim, and as the judge. So the fool, the Nabal, right, says in Psalm 14, Ein Elohim. Right, when it says there is none good, none that do good. When Yeshua said to that boy, when he said, you know, why callest thou me good? There's none good but God. Boy, he's pointing to as a rabbi, Rabboni Yeshua HaMoshiach, the rabbi, it's a Psalm 14, right? And the connection is with the Ein Elohim, right? And the Nabal is a fool, not in the intellectual sense, but in the moral sense. He says that, well, there is no judgment because there's no creator, right? So you can treat human beings, you know, like whatever, because, you know, only when you recognize the creator in the Hebrew context, created man in his image after his likeness, do you recognize the truly high purpose, right, of humanity. But if you take the creator out the equation, you can do whatever with people. You know, they just evolved. They just came about. They just happened like accidents. So he says right here, not to be the reproach, right, of the fool, the one who says, Ein Elohim. There is no God, Hebraically to say there's no creator, Elohim. There's no judge, Elohim. He and I do not wish to be their taunt, their charpa, right, the butt of the joke of such degraded, right, and degraded persons, right, that he would be, that we would be, if there's no proof, right, a proof of the divine help, right? Like we say, show me a token for good, right? Right? You know, so my enemies can see a divine proof, right, coming to him. So right here, this verse right here, Mikola Pishai, Hatsaleni, Kharpata Nabel, Ala Tisameni, brings us to the 8th verse, the 9th verse. Remember, this is a section, his prayer to Philato for relief, right? His prayer for relief. Here he says right here, I was dumb. I opened not my mouth because thou didst, because the eye did. The eye do the work. The eye is doing the do, right? So I'm going to be silent, right? Ne-lamti. Again, we have the ne-elamti from the alam sense, like to be tongue-tied. Ne-lamti. Ne-lamti. I was dumb. I was tongue-tied. Ne-lamti. Lo, eftach, pi. Lo, no, eftach, eftach, right? Patach, fitah, fatah, to open, right? Fatah, like the fitah neges, fatah, a shared Afro-Shemitic word right here, literally open wide, right? So it said, ne'lamti, I was tongue-tied, I was dumb, right? Alam, I was restrained from speaking. Lo, not eftach, I opening, pi, right? Eftach pi, eftach fi, I did not open my peh, my mouth. Ki, because ata, because the I male. Ki ata asita. Ki ata asita. Ki ata asita. Ki for ata, the I and none other. Asita. Asita. You have asa. You have done this. Because the I did it. What do we have here? Ne elamti. Ne elamti. From the alam. To bind, to be dumb, to be bound. The sense is to be like tongue-tied, as per the mouth, not speaking, right? This may signify that he and I makes no retort, making no retort to the scoffers. Let the scoffers, let them scoff, right? Keep them talking. Let them talk, keep them talking. There's no retort to them. Ne'lamti, lo eftachti, right? Ki, ata asita. And here we also have the sense of, for the eye has done this, like in the past tense. But in the Hebrew, right, the pluperfect, the prophetic perfect sense is like calling on those things that be not as though they were. So you have already done this. So even while they scoff and they mock, ne'lamti, lo, I am tongue-tied, I've been tongue-tied, lo eftachti, I am not going to open my fi, my peh, my pi, my mouth, ki, why, right? Ata asita. So even before he has did it, you have already did it, right? So there's that sense of the Hebrew too. Conscious that what has befallen him and I being ordained, right, in the sovereign will of Yahweh Eloheinu, and leaving the effective, the most effective answer to come from Ha Elohim, from Ha Elohim. Also, what can be connected with what follows? It is the expression of the resolve to cease and desist from questioning, right? And submitting to Yahweh Eloheinu's judgment. Right? I don't have to speak about this. Ne'lamti, lo eftachti, ki ata asita. Bringing us right here to the Yod verse, the 10th verse right here, the Yod verse, right? The 10th verse right here. All right, let's get this right here. All right, it's 11th verse in the Hebrew, but the 10th in the King James Version. Remove thy stroke away from me. I am consumed by the blow of thine hand, by the blow of thine hand, by the conflict, by your heavy hand, some say. Right? Hasir may alai. Hasir, remove. Hasir, right? Sore, from the root sore, turn aside. Sore. Hasir, turn aside. Hasir, what? Hasir, put aside, turn aside. Hasir, may, from alai, from above I, from upon I. Right? From I, but really like above I, upon I, like they say against I. Hasir may alai niga eka. Remove from I your nega, the nega. Remove all these negas, Nega. Remove the nega from eye. What are you saying here? The nega. What is the nega? Nega. You know, that's what I was telling one when this one was saying, oh, the negus is like the naga. It's a naga. I said, watch it right there. Learn the language because nega. You know how we say nega? Some say nigger. We say nega, right? That's like this word nega. You see how we say that word nega? What's up, nigga? Nigga. You see how the last part, the God, the R part is that guttural, nigga. This is because the ein here, the ein, nega, 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 nega. What is a nega? What is a nega? Who is a nega? What's a nega? Nega is a stroke. Nega is a plague, right? Nega is a disease. Nega is a mark. It's like a plague spot, right? It's a stroke. It's a wound. In fact, even with the leprosy, this is used in the Torah to describe the leprosy as a nega, right? Leprosy. Do niggers have nega? Stroke, right? Metaphorical of dis-ease, uneasy, dis-ease, right? Dis-ease, you know, dis-ease can be actually the sickness that can be medically diagnosed, but then you could just be uneasy, dis-ease, the nega. But here, bringing out the Hebrew sense of the nega, right? The nega is a blow, like an infliction, right? Notice it's an infliction, right? There can be an affliction. You have affliction, but here this is an infliction, the nega. Also in the Torah, when it speaks about the mitzvah and the tzaraat, right? The tzaraat, speaking about the leprosy, right? The spot of the leprosy, right? The nega. In the concrete sense, is like a leprous person, nega, right? Also the dress, a garment, something can be nega, like moldy, like mold. Mold in a sense would define also in that sense as another way of bringing out the sense of this right here. So what he's saying in this first part of the verse, where he says, Hasir me Allah, nigga eka, your nega, right? Remove from I thy stroke, thy nega, right? Thy plague, thy blow, right? Away from me, or from above, from upon, from up on me. Mia tigrata yadeka, and from the tigrat, tigra. So the tigra is in the Hebrew, right? The tigra, right? The H8409, H84, the tigra, right? What's tigra in the Hebrew? Contention. Interesting. The strife, the conflict, the hostility. Tigra, right? We have the tigra, right? The infliction, right? The strife or the infliction, right? This comes from the word gara, to cause, stir up strife. The gara, tigra, noun feminine, tigra, right? Me from the tigrat, from the blow, the tigra, right? Yadeka, from the blow of your hand, the I male hand. Mia tigrata yadeka, ani, kaliti, ani, I, kaliti, right? I am kala. I am consumed, right? Kula, right? I am accomplished. I'm finished. I'm spent, right? It's complete. It's completed. The idea of being finished, spent, ended, ceased, finished, consumed. In one version of the Hebrew, Brit Chadasha, you know, kula, what Yeshua said when he said, it is finished, right? The linking with the kala sense, right? The kala sense. I am consumed. I am completed. Ani kaliti. What do we have right here? Another way of bringing out this verse, right? Remove thy strokes from off me, from off I. I am consumed by the blow of thy hand. Hasir me alai niga eka. Mia tigrata yadeka ani kaliti. Right? By the blow of thy hand, more literally by the hostility, from the hostility. Mi tigrata yadeka. From the hostility of the eye hand. of the I hand. Of the I hand. Let's move forward right here, here. The Yod Aleph. Interesting, the Nega and the Tigra. All right, Tigra and the Nega. Nega, Tigra, Nega. So here we have the Yod Aleph. When thou with rebukes, when the I with rebukes, doth correct man for iniquity, antiquity, thou makest his beauty to consume away like a moth. Surely, for sure, indeed, every man vanity Selah. Every man is vanity. Let's see, that which is to be desired in him to melt away. Okay, bringing out the Hebrew sense. Let's see this right here. Bitokachot ta'ala aven yisarta isha wa temesa ka'ash. Chamudo, Ka'ash, Chamudo, Ak, Hebel Kol Adam, Selah, Be Tokachot, by Tokachot. What is Tokachot? You know, also in Leviticus, I think it's chapter 26, it got the Tokachot there, similar to the curses, consequences in Deuteronomy chapter 28, from verse 15 to 68, where we have the Tokecha. Tokachot is the plural, tokecha. What is tokecha? It's rebuke, it's also correction. It's reproof, it's also a sense of punishment or chastisement. Right? Chastisement, correction, refutation, right? It's figuratively by words, the chastisement. So when it says right here, bid tokachot, by chastisement, al aren, right? Al aron, al avon, right? Al avon, right? Or aron, against, right? For iniquity, right? Against avon or aron, perversity, moral perversity, iniquity, right? Iniquity, right? Let's say right here. Yisarta ish. You chasten man. So with chastisement against moral perversity, you chastise or you discipline a ish. You correct a man. You discipline. Yisarta from yasar. Yasar to chasten, to discipline. Yisarta. The eye has chastened ish. The eye has chastened, instructed. Also has a sense of to instruct, right there. To chasten, also to discipline, right? To discipline. You disciplinest, right? You disciplinest a man. So these rebukes, right? He confirms his faith, his emunah, that man's moral iniquity, right? The iniquity, his moral perversity, is followed by tokachot, chastening reproofs from Yahweh Eloheinu, right? And then he says, thou makest his beauty to consume away. His beauty. Very interesting right here, the Hebrew of this, what we learn in the Hebrew says, wa temesa ka'ash, chamudo. Wa temes, right? Wa temes ka'ash, right? So let's go right here. Wa temes, the temes from masa. You melt, you dissolve. Wa temes, you melt. Ka ash, as an ash, as a moth. You melt as an ash, right? Ashab and ash, right? The moth ash, right? The moth in one sense, herbage, grass, but this more directly as the moth, right? As a moth, you consume away, right? His chamad. Muhammad, you say Muhammad? No, I say chamad. Chamad, desire, covet, right? Lo tachmod, thou shalt not covet, right? Lo tachmod, right? His desire, his covet, his pleasure. But here it has chamudo. Chamudo brings out his delight, what he desires, his desirable thing, his delightsome thing, his, even in a sense, his covetous, right? His covetous thing. Ka'ash, like an ash, like a moth. Moth, symbolic of destructive power. So even though man is man, right? You know how a moth can be easily like melted away when it says you do what? Watemesh, you masa, you melt, you dissolve, you liquefy. You liquefy him like a moth. That which is to be desired, chamudo, in him to melt away. Watemesa ka'asha, chamudo. His beauty, better, chamudo, his desirable, his covetous thing. Here, the bodily strength, the strength of the body and the beauty of the body that makes it attractive is brought out by the Hebrew sense of the Hamad, right? Yes, and etymologically it is related to like Mahmud and Muhammad, right? And remember what the 10 words says. It says, Lo tachmod, thou shalt not covet. But here it says, Hamudo, his desirable thing, right? His attractive thing. And then it seals up right here. It says, surely every man vanity. So we see this as a refrain. Aka hebel kol adam selah. Ak, for sure, hebel, for sure, indeed, vanity, a breath, a vapor. He's just a vapor. Ak hebel, right? Indeed, a vapor, call Adam. But if you notice, there's a difference here. Before it was saying, right, call Hebel, call Adam. I think in the early part it says, call Hebel, call Adam. Now it drops out the all vanity and just Ak, for sure, Hebel, for sure, vanity, a vapor, fleeting, call Adam, all human beings, like all man, right? Selah, right? Pause, an interlude, a medi moment. Yeah, we had that in verse 5, where it says, surely every man in his best estate is altogether vanity. There it reads, Ak, call Hebel, call Adam, Nitzab, Selah. Here we have it as Ak Hebel, call Adam, Selah. And here, for the Selah, right, to bring out the sense of the Selah right here. Let's push this through to the last two verses right here. Last two verses right here. Now, this is the closing section, right? The closing section right here, right? The final two verses right here, 12, right? 12 to 13 of today's daily psalm, the Yod Beit and the Yod Gimel. Here, the Yod Beit and the Yod Gimel is the final plea, right? How do you plead? Your final plea. Almost like the closing argument, like in a court sense, right? Hear my prayer, O Yahweh, and give ear to my cry. Hold not thy peace at my tears. Hold not thy peace at my tears. For I, a stranger with the eye, a sojourner, as all my fathers, as all my patriarchs. Here, Shema'ah, Tifilati Yahweh, with Shawati, Hazina illa Dimati, Alate Harash, Ki Ger Anoki Imak, Toshab, Kakol Abotai. I'm a Toshab, I'm a sojourner, Toshab, a sojourner, Kakol, like all Abotai. Avotai, as all of my patriarchs, all of my fathers, forefathers. So here, opening up with Shema'ah, Tifilati. Here, right here, with this here, Shema'ah, Tifilati. Here, Shema, right? Shema'ah, Tifilati. Hear my tefillah, hear my prayer. My tefillah for pardon. My prayer, my tefillah for renewed health. Shema'ah tefillati Yahweh, O he who be, who he be. With and shawati, and my shout, my shava'a or shawa'ah, ancient pointing, shawa'ah, modern Hebrew, shava'a. Ancient pointing, shawah. So in the ancient pointing, it brings up the true sense of the shout. The cry here is a shout. With shawati, shawati, shawati. My cry, my shout for help, right? For help. Shawati, right? From shawa, shawa, right? Shava, shawa, right? And bringing it all the way to the groundation, we have the shawah, shawah. It's interesting because it's somewhat similar to like Yeshua, right? And the letters shawah, right? To cry out, that shout properly to be free. That halu for help, for freeness from some trouble. So it's a cry, but it's like a shout out for freeness from some trouble. So here in the text it says, with shawati ha'azina, 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 broaden azan, azina, broaden the ear, give ear, expand the ear, broaden the ear, right? Give ear, right? With shawati hazina, give ear, right here, give ear, right? And hold not thy peace at my tears, right? Hold not thy peace at my tears, right? So with shawati hazina illa dimati, dima. What is dima? Dima, dima is tears, right? Dimati, to say dimati is my weeping, right? My dimati, right? To my dimati, illa dimati. From the day the Haykal, the temple, 70 AD, was destroyed, it is said that the gates of Tefillah were locked. It is said that from the day that the Haykal, 70 AD, the temple was destroyed, that the gates of Tefillah, the gates of prayer, were locked. But although the gates of Tefillah were locked, the gates of tears, of the Dim'ah, based on this psalm and other places in the scripture, the gates of tears, right, of the Dima from Dema is like juice, right, Dema, right, but it can be a tear, right, in the sense of tears is the Dima, in the sense of the psalm right here, Illa Dimati, and to my tears, Al Techerash, Al Techerash, Al Techerash, do not be harash, right? Right? Don't cut, don't carve, don't devise, but in the secondary sense of the Hebrew, don't be silent, don't be dumb, don't be speechless, right? Don't act like you don't hear Yah, Shima'ah tefillati Yahweh, hear my prayer, right? Don't be dumb to my prayer. Don't be silent, don't let it alone. Don't be deaf to Dim'ati, to my tears, right? And then he seals up right here, he says, why? For I am a stranger with the eye, a sojourner, as all my fathers, as all of my patriarchs. Ki ger anoki imak. Ki for ger. For a what? For a ger. For a ger, a stranger. Ger also has a sense of like a convert, right? A ger, a stranger, right? A guest or a ger, right? In some aspects, like a convert. Ki agir, I know ki, imak, with the eye. Toshab, and a toshab. What's a toshab? A toshab is like a sojourner, almost like a resident alien, a toshab, a dweller, a toshab, right? As distinguished from the native citizen. The native citizen was born there. So the toshab is like the resident alien, right? The toshab, the ger and the toshab, right? Ger and the toshab. What does he say? What do we say? Toshab could call abotai. Toshab could call abotai. My fathers, Ab, father, Abot, fathers, Abotai, my fathers, my patriarchs, right? Of course, the Hebraically beginning with Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov, but all the fathers, right, as were my patriarchs. But mainly Hebraically, we are focusing on Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov because he is the Elohim, right? He's the power of that Trinity, the Hebrew Trinity of patriarchs, right there. They're there. So, stranger, ger and toshab. Stranger, like an immigrant in a sense, yeah, ger, and a toshab, resident alien. Unlike the native mean you was born there. That's what native mean, that you was born there. Simply, wimpy, simply put. Native means nativity. Go back to the Latin where you was born, right? The native, unlike the native, the stranger and the sojourner, unlike the native who possess the rights of citizenship, these, the gerim, right, toshavim, and the sojourners, the resident aliens, they were dependent for any amenities they enjoyed upon the tolerance of the people, right? The native citizens among whom they temporarily resided. The psalmist right here in Einai's thought, right, of Einai self in the context of this psalm as a temporary dweller upon the land, in the land, upon the earth, and appeals to Yahweh Eloheinu to make his and Ani va'ani, I and I, stay bearable. So, a word about immigrants and immigration and temporary residents and resident aliens vis-a-vis residents, vis-a-vis citizens, native citizens. It's interesting right here how he seals this up right here. Here, this verse again. Shema tefilati Yahuwah, with shawati hazina ila dima'ati, ala techarash, kiger anoki imak, toshav kokol abotai. Here, to the Yod Gimel, 13th verse right here. Oh, spare me, that I may recover strength, before I go hence and be no more. Hasha mimeni we obliga bit rem elek we eineni. Oh, spare me, spare I, hasha mimeni, that I may recover strength, we obliga, before bit rem I go elek with an eineni, and I am not, eineni, and I am not. Now it's interesting the context here. Some look at this in like a kind of a gloomy sense. Wow, he talking about dying. No, you have to remember that, in the holy place, giving praise, right? You say your prayers there, and you try to say what you got to say there, and then you come to a point where you're not going to be no more. You're not going to be no more there. Because remember, in the temple, in the court, and in the holy place, especially according to Brit Hayashana, the Old Covenant, the presence of Yahweh was there, where the ark was, where the temple was, where the visible pledges of Yahweh was. So it's also like a closing with a naming, right? And like I am not. Like I am not. Just I am not. Like I am not. I be not. Context matters. But be that as it may right here, the more better sense of the oh spare me, right? Let's spare the oh spare me talk, right? It's from sha'ah. What is sha'ah? Sha'ah is to look at. Sha'ah, a sense of to gaze upon, right? To look away, to gaze, to look in dismay, right? Because after all he said, it's like the idea is like, yeah, looking at me like in dismay, like what? It's gay. Please look away. Like I said what I had to say, but look away from me, right? So here it's the sense of hasha, right? Hasha. Right, the hasha sense, as we brought out right here, is to look at, to regard, to gaze at, right? Hasha, right? But then also in the hefil sense, to look away, right? Look away, like turn away your gaze. Hasha, me, ani, from me, mimeni. Hasha, mimeni, look away from me, right? Hasha, mimeni. Usually this is the petition. The she'elah to Yahweh, we find in the scriptures, is for Yahweh Elohim to look toward the suppliant, the one who's bringing a supplication, right? The one who's bringing a she'elah, a sha'al, a ask, and to show favor, and use it to show favor, pity, or mercy to him. However, here, right, he, even he who be, is ha-ahad, is the one whose eyes behold the thoughts and the deeds of man, right, to the very, foundation of man. He who be, therefore, is properly the true critic, right, of his and I way of living. So after all he said, it's like, hasha mimeni, look away from me, which is interesting, as we just mentioned, because elsewhere it's like turn your face to me, look upon me, show me favor, turn your face. Here's hasha mimeni, right? Look away from me. Why? We're obliga. What's obliga? Right? Obliga is from balag. Balag is the root. Balag means to gleam, means to shine, right? To show a smile, to look pleasant. The sense of to cause to burst. Obliga, so that I will smile, that I will shine, that I will burst, I will brighten up, right? The sense of brightening up, right? Desisting, see what it says, desisting from grief. Obliga, I will balag, I will smile, I will cheer up. Obliga, so that I may cheer up. Like, so I may cheer up. Obliga, right? So I may desist from grief. I can break off, I can loose, right, from something, whether in a favorable or unfavorable sense. This song being an elegy of Hebrew blues, there are some points of it that is kind of bluesy, right? But at this particular point, right, he and we say obliga, hasha mimeni, look away from me, like look away from what I said what I said, but look away from that, obliga. Right? Don't scrutinize me too deeply. Let me smile again. Let me break into joy. Let me, like, in a sense, let me take comfort, right? The sense of obliga is taking like comfort. So when it says that I may recover strength, the more better Hebrew sense, not really so much strength, right? That I may brighten up, right? Obliga, vavliga, obliga, biterem, before, biterem, before elek, before I go, right? Before I go, with a name, and be not. Ain, remember, ain means not, right? There is not. Like the Nabal, the fool says, Ain Elohim, there's no creator, there's no judge. Ain Elohim. So here we have ain and we have ani, right? Coming together in the biblical Hebrew. Ainani, ani, with a name, and I am not. I go and I am not. The context, the direct context that we mentioned is, since this is like in the holy place, this is like making your prayer, like coming before the judge, before the king, making your petition. And, you're like, okay, look away from me right now. Don't scrutinize me so tightly here. Hasha mimeni, we obliga, and I will cheer up. Biterem, elek, before I go where name. And I'll be like, be out of your hair. Oh yeah, I'll be out of your hair, right here. So I can have a cheerful spell. The key word is the obliga. The key word in the translation says that I may recover strength. ISV says so I can smile again. That's interesting. The Easy English says obliga, then I will be happy. Obliga. The BSB says that I may again be cheered before I depart in them no more. I don't say depart, it's just elek, before I go, before I make tracks, about to make tracks, so that I may be comforted. That brings out a good sense. Obliga, we're obliga. So I may be comforted. Let's just hear last verse. Oh, spear me, okay, that I may recover strength. Okay, they go with the classic KJV, the King Jamesian. So do the NAB. But the NET brings out a better sense. Hasha, mimeni. Turn your angry gaze away. Turn your scrutiny away. Turn away. Look away from me. So I may be happy. I may cheer up. I may take comfort. Obliga. But it says before I pass away. Nah, strike that there. That's not the sense right there. You can use it in that sense, right? But that's not the sense. here, before I depart, just looking at all these different translations. Before I live no more. What the heck? It's not before I go, but I'm going to go. I'm going to walk. Alek to walk. Yalak, to go, to walk. Be that as it may, the part in the KJV, I would change right here to bring out, like turn away from me, right? Turn away from me, right? That sense, look away from me. That sense of scrutiny, like stop looking at me with chastisement, stop scrutinizing because of all he had said before, so I can smile again, I can take cheer before I go, before I see when it says go hence is yalak. Yalak is to go, to walk, before I try, right? Before I leave. It could be before I die, depends on, like words sound power, you know what I mean? Yeah, words shape reality. Where elect, right? Elect, we're a name. Yes, brothers and sisters and brothers, give thanks right here. Yes, that right there. That psalm right there. Interesting, work it out. Here, the Hebrew, today's daily psalm. Let's do this right here. We'll offer the blog talk. Oh yeah, blog talk. We probably will jump. Yeah. So the blog talk, let's just seal that up right there. Wants to know to come over to the Rastafari Israelites. Yeah. So right here. Outro, dubwise. Yes, I.
מזמור ל"ט, למנצח לידותון, מזמור לדוד. אמרתי אשמרה דרכי מחתו בלשוני, אשמרה לפי מחסום בעוד רשע לנגדי. נעלמתי דומיה וחשיתי מטוב וכאבי נעקר. חם ליבי בקרבי, בהגיגי תבער אש, דיברתי בלשוני. הודיעני אדוני קיצי, ומידת ימי מהי, אדעה מחדל אני. הנה טפחות נתת ימי, וחלדי כעין נגדך, אך כל הבל, כל אדם ניצב סלע. אך בצלם יתהלך איש, אך הבל יהמיון, יצבור ולא ידע מי אוספם. ועתה מה קיוויתי אדוני, תאכלתי לך היא. מכל פשעי הצילני, חרפת נבל אל תשימני. נעלמתי לא אפתח פי, כי אתה עשית. הסר מעלי נגעך, מתגרת ידך אני חליתי. בתוכחות על עוון ייסרת איש, ותמס כעש חמודו, אך הבל כל אדם סלע. שמעה תפילתי אדוני, ושבעתי האזינה. אל דמעתי אל תחרש, כי גר אנוכי עמך, תושב בכל אבותי. השע ממני ואבליגה, בטרם אלך ואינני.
Yes, yes, yes. Lala Tov on the outro right here. Happy is he. Happy is he. He's gonna outro this with Queen Makeda right here. Happy, happy. Happy is he.
Happy is he, put his trust in ya. 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 A man live his life for fortune and fame, asking himself, what was it all for anyway? On his deathbed, came a bit too late. He said, I live my life chasing vanity. Happy is he, put his trust in ya. 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 Many days I suffered, I didn't know ya. I laid awake at night, thought I could go it alone. But now I know the source of true inspiration and strength to live my life in the hands of the Father. Oh, happy is he, put his trust in ya. 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 Well, many days I suffered, I didn't know ya. I laid awake at night, thought I could go it alone. But now I know the source, the true inspiration and strength. I live my life in the hands of the Father. Happy is he, put his trust in ya. Happy is he, put his trust in ya. Happy is he, put his trust in ya. Watching over me. Happy is he, put his trust in ya. A man lives his life for fortune and fame, asking himself, what was it all for anyway?
Let my prayer be set forth before thee as incense, and the lifting up of my hands as the evening sacrifice. 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 Let my prayer be set forth before thee as incense. For 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 thee. Let my prayer be set forth before thee as incense. As incense. Before thee as incense. As incense. As incense, as incense, as incense, as incense, as incense, and the lifting up of my hands as the evening sacrifice, the evening sacrifice, evening sacrifice, before thee as incense, before thee as incense, before thee as incense, forth before thee as incense. Prayer be set forth before thee as incense. Prayer be set forth before thee as incense. Prayer be set forth before thee as incense. The as incense. Prayer be set forth before thee as prayer be set forth before thee. Prayer be set forth before thee, forth before thee, forth before thee, forth before thee. Prayer be set forth before thee. Prayer be set forth before thee as incense, and the lifting up of my hands as the evening sacrifice. Let my prayer be set forth before thee as incense, and the lifting up of my hands as the evening sacrifice.
Yes, yes, yes. Shalom, shalom, lala tov, shalom, Yeshua, shalom, chabarim. Give thanks, give thanks. Looking forward, forward, forward. Yes, we got the new day, new day, new day. Coming up to Friday. Thank you. Yeah, it's Friday. You know, may Yahweh bless the eye, keep the eye, brothers and sisters, cause his face is grace to shine in the eye. Give the eye Yeshua. Shalom. Yes, yes. We'll touch on that as well. Aaron, the high priest, made that hand sign. Shalom, Chavarine. Shalom.